Yeah. They talk, we testify. They scroll, we sanctify. They bait for clicks, I build for freedom. They pander to crowds, I speak to the kingdom. This ain't gossip, this gospel. Ain't a brand, it's a mantle. This ain't performance, it's posture. Anointing over algorithm, I'm not like them imposters. I don't do fake deep, I break yokes. I don't chase viral, I chase hope. I ain't got trends, I got truth. I ain't running from culture, I bring the proof. Wide open, we build different. Cut from cloth, they don't even stitch with. Say it raw, say it real, say it righteous. Say the name Yeshua like we not lifeless. Yeah.
Wide open, we don't do safe. We don't bow down, we don't placate. We lay hands and we lay lines. This ain't rap, this redemption in rhyme.
Timmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi.
Come on now.
Hey, it's Friday. Woo! It's Friday.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
It's the best day.
Hooray. I said it's Friday. It's Friday.
Got a tithe now.
It's Friday.
Give the 10% now.
It's Friday. Yay! Hey, listen. Welcome to Wide Open, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, August the 8th. Yeah. Our first week back.
Locked in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we made it through our first week back. We got up in, we got up out. Listen, we made it through. Well, I can't say it's our full first week back. Next week will be our first full week back because we didn't have a Wide Open on Wednesday. So we got 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Hey, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Everything preaches here. Anyway,
your thoughts on my side profile? Look how much weight I've lost, huh?
Bro, when I opened the door for you today, I was like, a whole hectare is gone.
Yeah.
No, for real, a whole hectare is gone.
Bro, I had a bobblehead last year. Listen, if your friends are fat, please help them out. No one said nothing here. You guys let me become this giant, red, drunk, disgusting sex addict, cocaine addict. Well, I didn't do cocaine.
You got free will, dude.
What do you mean free will? If your friends are fat, tell them they're fat. Okay? So next time you guys see me get fat, you can let a brother know, okay? You were very kind, very encouraging. Hector, I love your face. You're very sexy. The whole 9. Tim told me that. But if your friends are fat, tell them they're fat. And that's all I have to say. And thank you for the encouragement.
Wow.
You're welcome. This public service announcement was brought to you by Hector Alejandro Guerrero.
He always like jumps the shark when you give him a compliment. Like he's like, let me just make it about something else random.
He's now doing PSAs for fat people.
But I do hear you, because if I was getting fat, I would want to know. Yeah.
Huli.
I want to be healthy.
You're pregnant, Huli.
No, I know.
Oh, okay,
Never
okay,
mind.
okay.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm just saying, I hear you.
Derek was like, well, no time like the present. You got a little pouch out here. I don't know what you're going to do about it, but...
I feel confident like in a couple months it's going to go away, though.
Hey,
I hope so.
do you know what? To Tim's credit, here's what he did do. He might have not been like locker room jock energy of like, Hector, you need to get your fat ass on that treadmill, brother. That might have not happened, but you know what he did do? He lived a life where he's eating salmon or a piece of celery, depression, and I'm sitting in front of him with
Bird
shrimp
seeds.
grits, cheese, garlic bread, and he's just watching me stuff my face while he has like a 6-pack popping out as I'm stuffing. His 6-pack's growing and my lonjas are just inflating at the bottom. And he was living a life that I should have been encouraged enough, but I was just too duplicit and blinded. I couldn't see how fat I've gotten. Like my right tit was just lowering the more I ate and the better he ate. It was a nightmare. So Tim, to give you credit, you lived by example. That's what you did.
Thank you.
Hey,
really
dude,
do.
straight up,
No, for
because I
real.
was like, I'm not the only one that's going to be out here. Because Hector's on Instagram every 5 minutes. And then
every
you're like,
5
I'm doing
minutes.
Muay Thai and I'm eating leaves and stuff for lunch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I need to get right. And then the Lord met me right where I was at. And Hector and you did a great job to inspire me. So thank you too.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen two men get veganism so wrong. Celery of depression and just leaves. Just indiscriminate leaves. Just the leaves in the fall falling to the ground. I just go out and, babe, I'm going to the grocery store. Just go to the front yard and rake up leaves. Where's Dad? Oh, he's raking in his lunch. What?
I just pictured Tim in a Bug's Life movie. Just grabbing leaves and nuts.
It's the proof is in the pudding.
Amen.
I mean,
And yours was 0 calorie.
I'm just over here. I did have a splurge yesterday.
Would you eat? Yeah.
I had 4 brisket birria tacos.
Delicious.
With the but it was jackfruit. Obviously
Ooh,
not meat,
that
but
sounds
jackfruit.
delish.
They cook their jackfruit and they season it, and then and I had 4 tacos instead of 3, and then I had rice and guacamole.
Ooh.
I actually got double rice and double guac, but after the first rice and the first guac, I was like,
Feeling. Yeah.
yo termino.
Uh-huh.
Yo termino.
No
No
más.
más.
What spot was it?
Pepitas.
Nice.
Yeah, see, usual. It was fantastic. But I'm proud of you, Hector.
Thank
You
you.
dropped the whole
Yes.
person, fam.
Thank you.
You
Yes.
dropped the whole person, fam.
Thank you, guys.
And the earlier this becomes like a lifestyle and a discipline, the easier it is for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Because what happens in your 40s, 50s, and 60s is if your younger self didn't, we always talk about, make sure you put money aside and put it in a 401k, and be kind to your retired self, and don't put your retired self in a situation where they're 88 and they're still at Walmart like, can I see your receipt?
Yo. Yo.
I need to see your receipt. Hey, come back. I need to see that receipt. You got 2 laptops in that carton. I need to see your receipt.
You're even doing the hand thing, like where their thumb has grown longer and it's over the other knuckles.
Thumbs grow long.
And they be doing stuff like this,
Yeah, like-
baby. Let me
What in the
see.
world?
Let me hold that receipt real quick.
Oh my
So-
goodness.
I was at Walmart last night and you see the person, dude. Holy smoke, man.
So I'm not trying to be in that category. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be in that club
Yeah.
at all. So yeah, I was just like, nah, I'm good. So yeah, the earlier you do this, it just becomes easier. And I started changing my eating habits in my late 20s. My dad got diabetes in his 40s. I think he's like his mid 40s. And I was a teenager when he got it, but like in my late 20s, I was just like, once again, this doesn't run in this doesn't run in your family as much as it runs in what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, yeah, nah, we gonna nip this in the bud right now. So
Yeah.
anyway, listen, this is our first Focus Friday. Good morning to everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I love you guys so much. This is our very first Focus Friday. Focus Fridays are when our community votes, and they have all week to vote on the topic they want to focus on Friday. Solamente, the only thing that we're going to talk about today is whatever the community voted on, which means first hour, all we're going to talk about is what the community voted on. And then when we open up the phone lines, y'all need to hear this, because I don't want nobody to get embarrassed on a live phone call on a Focus Friday. Focus Friday, when we open up these phone lines, whatever you want to talk about has to pertain to the topic of the day. We got 4 days, Monday through Friday, where we are wide open to talk about anything. On Fridays, we focus on one particular topic, okay? So when we open up the phone lines, The only conversations we gonna have is about whatever that topic is. If we don't have any phone calls for that topic, we'll just continue to talk amongst ourselves. No pasa nada.
Pasa nada.
No me importa.
Uh-huh.
There's no pasa nada para mí. Entonces, what one?
Relationships.
Relationships
and emotional maturity.
Relationships and emotional maturity. Where do we want to start?
Ooh.
Child, where do we want to start on relationships and emotional maturity?
Because there's so many kinds of relationships. There's
Not just
parents.
romantic.
There's
Yeah. Well,
friendships.
I mean, we could pop off with yesterday talking about one of the callers that we had, Zach, and his wife, and the fact that our first caller as well, who wanted to remain anonymous, but I remember her name. She, both Zach and our anonymous caller, were dealing with relational dynamics, different situations, but they were dealing with relational dynamics that are very difficult for young adults to make.
Yeah.
Especially when it's around parents and guardians. And let me just start off with, again, I know my disclaimer. My parents ain't perfect. My parents ain't ever claimed to be perfect. My parents know they not perfect. I know my parents ain't perfect. And boy, man, they got a lot of stuff right. They got a lot of stuff right. Like, they got stuff Cosby Show right. Like, trauma informed right. They got stuff psychology informed right. My mom did get a degree in psychology. But
No way.
Yeah.
And she was a police officer?
Yeah, well, she wasn't on the sworn side. She was non-sworn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Still,
but that kept us around
yeah.
officers all day, right? But here's what's interesting. My parents, I remember when I left the house to move to Texas. You know, that was one level of releasing that a parent has to do for their child, right? Now, what made it so significant was outside, you know, they pastored a church that never got over 100 members. And the largest services were the ones I preached at. When the Holy Spirit told me to move here, they didn't even try to tug on me to be like, well, are you sure? Because when I told them, I feel like the Holy Spirit's telling me to move to Texas, they looked at each other for like 30 seconds in front of me. Like, they just kind of looked at each other and did not take their eyes off each other for like 30 seconds. And they turned back to me, and my mom said, we were just your babysitters. You are God's son, even before you're our son. And we would not want a curse to come upon us for not releasing you to where God's telling you to go. So if this is where God's telling you to go, you need to go. It happened so fast, I was offended. I was like, wait a minute, y'all cool?
You're
like,
not gonna fight me?
ain't nobody gonna cry? Or what is the deal? And my dad was like, no, we'll be sad that you have to go and all that kind of stuff. But if this is what the Lord is calling, you gotta go.
Wow. But the trust they had with you, though, that's crazy.
And the absence of manipulation in them.
Oof, yeah.
Because you gotta understand, a manipulative spirit doesn't just happen and operate in large churches. You got people that got a church attendance of 33 people, and the pastor's walking around like a dictator.
Yep.
He got 33 members, 17 are family.
Yep.
And he got the nerve to walk around with 2 security guards. So it don't take much, right? It don't take much. So I'm like, wow, man, I am I kind of felt the way. That's all I'm gonna say. I felt the way. I was like, why did y'all do it so fast? But then I leave, right? I leave and I get to Texas. It's all good. Here's the second big deal that happened specifically with my mom. And I felt the way as well. But boy, was she right. So I meet Juliet. And I proposed to Juliet. The moment I proposed to Juliet, the way my mama stepped back 10 feet
Whoa.
emotionally from me.
Wow.
Like we already had like physical distance because they were in Cali and I was in Texas. But my mama stepped back from me emotionally and was like, that's about to be your wife.
Wow.
I'm not gonna be in your ear like that.
Wow.
Your wife ain't gonna hate me.
That part.
I was like, yo, you really about this life for real? So
Wow.
they never put me in a situation,
Wow.
specifically my mom, whom I love, right? Never put me in a situation where I had to choose her
Wow. Wow. Wow.
or my wife. It was just,
Yeah.
nah, that's your wife. I'm stepping back. Handle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate them. I really appreciate my daddy and my mama for the way they uncomplicated me growing into my young adulthood. But man, so many parents, they still treat their grown children like they're 16.
Yep.
And they're not. Right? When your child gets out of your house, right? And even before they get out of your house, but this is the rub that hopefully helps them to get out of your house. My boy is now being 17 and Noah will be 15 in October. At 17 and 15, I am their coach, right? And I'm coaching them. Like I see the plays they run on the field of life. And when they do a good job, I am celebrating them. And when they do a bad job, I'm like, I pull them to the sideline. I'm like, hey, dude, what route were you running just now? The hell are you doing with your life? That's stupid, right? Do you remember the word, right? Let's make sure our devotion is right. Let's make, you know what I mean? All that stuff. Now, when they get out, I will no longer be their coach. I will be their advisor. And I will let life thump them in the head. And when they call for my advice, I don't give unsolicited advice even to my children at that stage. Right now, they don't have a choice. They live under my roof, right? And here, my rules reign. They ain't got to like them. But they can make a decision on whether they want to be under them or outside of them, right? The same decision God gives us. You can be under my domain, my dominion, or you can live outside of my dominion. But if you live outside of my dominion, all those consequences bear the brunt of your decisions, right? So right now we're in coaching mode, and in coaching mode, I enjoy coaching, right? I enjoy coaching my kids and watching them grow and develop and try stuff and do good things and do some bad things, and then correcting them and seeing them flourish and all that kind of stuff. But when they get out, they're going to be coached. I mean, they're going to be advised, and the advisory role for an adult child is completely different. You got to they're going to get some other people in their ear, and some other people are going to have some really good advice for them. Advice that the parent didn't have, advice that the parent couldn't give because they were never exposed, right? And so let the village have its place. And then when that child needs you, they will call you. But sometimes you got to watch them hit a wall. You got to watch them take some L's. So that's the that's how we'll open, because those were yesterday. Those were relational dynamics that were very, very intriguing. Obviously, the first one had me ready to drive out and pistol whip somebody. But even with Zach's situation, for his wife to make that really bold decision to put a line of demarcation with her parents and be like, hey, here's the boundaries. And if you cross these boundaries, I guess we're just not going to talk.
Yeah.
Because some parents don't understand where the lines are drawn. And they come from a matriarchal and patriarchal system that makes them believe that they are to be honored even when they're dishonoring their child. Oh, let's bring that up.
Yo, Tim, this is important.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
let's
Good Lord.
let's bring
Good
that up,
Lord.
shall we? Because parents love to throw the honor thing around, and they forgot this other part. So, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Okay, so let's get the order right, right? Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. If your parents are in the Lord, obey them. Because if they're in the Lord, it's going to be easy. If they're not in the Lord, why would you obey them? You see how simple this is?
Yep.
If your mama is on the couch doing meth and she says, come take a hit with me, you ain't honoring her.
Right.
If she's on her 7th can of beer and she says, sit down and crack one open with me, you ain't honoring her by sitting down. Right? If your mama gives you bad advice that you know goes against scripture, you ain't honoring her by doing it. So children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your mother and father, which is the first commandment with promise, so that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth. Sometimes honor looks like distance. Sometimes the only way to honor a toxic parent is to remove yourself from their company.
Facts.
Because if I stay around you, you might get slapped in the mouth. And I don't want to slap my mama in the mouth or my daddy. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. So it's not a one-way street with this. This goes both ways. So, yeah, that's that. 76% of parents admit to giving unsolicited advice to their adult children.
It's crazy.
76%.
It's almost all of them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. In the same study, adult children often cited unsolicited advice as one of the top contributors to emotional distance from parents. So you who parents, if you wondering why some of your adult children, they never call, they never come over, how much time when they do spend with you is spent listening to you give them advice they didn't ask for? You got another tattoo? Who you dating now? Why are you still with them? Why are you at that job? You can do better. You got your degree in accounting. Why are you over here doing a food truck? Didn't nobody ask you? Many adult children reported that even when they love their parents, they limit their interactions to avoid being parented. Ooh-wee. 60% of adult children say unsolicited advice from parents makes them feel controlled, judged, and infantilized. That's the word, infantilized. This often leads to emotional withdrawal, avoidance, and vulnerable conversations and surface level interactions. The closer the relationship could be, the more painful the pattern becomes. Wow. One 2022 study from the University of Missouri found that the more controlling or intrusive the parental communication was, the more adult children distanced themselves emotionally and physically, especially after age 25. Why this happens? Unsolicited advice, especially when frequent, undermines the adult child's sense of autonomy. Big time.
What is autonomy? I'm sorry.
Autonomy is the let me just get the definition. I was about to I know what it means, but I would rather give you the definition than to have a sloppy explanation. Dictionary.com. Excuse me. Oh, you dumb app. You would.
Shout out members. I was waiting for Derek to say it.
We haven't heard that all week. It's been all week we haven't heard that.
I was looking at Derek. I was waiting for it.
I'm looking up autonomy.
So the right or condition for self-government. The right or condition of self-government the state of being independent and self-governing, capable of making one's own decisions without external control.
Got it.
So when a parent infringes upon that, the child doesn't feel like they're an independent being that is able to make their own decisions. And helicoptering an adult child is crazy sauce. That's just crazy sauce. Parents often believe they're being helpful or loving, but the adult child hears, "You don't trust me to figure this out. You still see me as a child." This results in what psychologists call emotional cutoff, when people reduce or cut off contact to avoid emotional intensity or criticism. What emotionally mature parents should do instead: ask before advising. Do you want my thoughts? Or do you want me to just listen? This simple question honors the child's autonomy and invites them to open up on their terms. Validate their process. Number 2, you've always been thoughtful about your decisions. Affirming their decision-making process builds trust and encourages connection. Number 3, focus on curiosity over control. Instead of, "Here's what you should do," try, "How are you thinking about it?" This opens space for real dialogue without hijacking the conversation. 4, reflect on your own patterns. Am I offering this because they need it or because I'm uncomfortable not fixing it? That's a great question.
Wow.
Number 5, let them lead. Trust their timing, their process, and even their mistakes. Adult kids want connection, but on mutual, respectful terms. Final insight. If you're a parent constantly giving advice out of love, remember, unsolicited advice often feels like a criticism, more like criticism than care. What adult children truly need is presence, not prescriptions. So good.
That is so. Oh my gosh, that. Are you back?
I'm actually
Maybe.
I'm going through this in my life right now.
He said don't.
Like, I'm gonna change the subject.
Thad, go back to
Thad is-
go
yo,
back to Zoe Church.
No,
We're
because
good.
I could use some encouragement here.
Yeah, hit
because
me.
I'm dealing with this in real life. I have a teenager at the crib, you know.
Yep.
And I would like to just be a little bit vulnerable right here, so I could speak not only for the dwellers but also get some insight from Tim Ross.
Yes, sir. I'm with it.
So right now I'm holding the tension for my daughter because she's making new friends. We're new to Grapevine. We're new to Texas, right? We've been here for close to 2 years, and she's making friendships at her job. And my prayer is, Joanna and my prayer is that she protects her purity, that she meets people that will meet her right where she's at, but also be responsible in how she's going about her life. Recently, she asked to spend the night at her friend's house for 2 nights, and I understand why she wanted to do it. We've let her spend the night at one other friend's house back in Cali, who lived next door to us. We knew the parents. We've been to the house. We were still kind of on the fence about it, but we gave her that permission. Here, we felt that we didn't have enough relational equity with the child, with the parents, also with the environment that she was going to be in, so we declined her request. She was very upset. I was hurt Joanna and I were hurt that we declined her request. She acted out. She explored some feelings and she lashed out to us verbally, which makes you feel terrible as a parent, especially when you're at this age, right, Tim, where they're teenagers. She's 17 and a half. She's closer to 18 than she is to being my child.
Right.
She's still under my roof.
Of course.
She works.
Yep.
She's making money. She's like being responsible fiscally.
Yeah.
And this translated to her that we don't trust her. And it's sad because we do trust her. However, no matter how much we explain to her about the situation, about like us getting to know the parents, it was like, it's not a no, it's just a not right now.
Yeah.
We need to understand what's going on. We want you to have risks. We are in consultant vibe parenting with her. We already know everything that we've tried to pour into you. You either got it or you don't.
Right.
And then we'll transition into what you were talking about is like, yo, I'll be here when you need me.
Yep.
It's tough to like hold that tension, to try to like stay away from the resentment for your child because you love them so much. And it hurts as a father because I didn't have that. So sometimes I'm second guessing myself. Joanna's second guessing herself as well because we didn't have that modeled experience. And last night I was hurt. I was emotional. I had to jump in the car. I almost drove all the way down to downtown Dallas because I was weeping. I was crying because my daughter said some things that really hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it was out of emotion.
Yep.
And I'm grateful for Joanna. Thank you, Joanna, because she stood in front of me and was like, leave. And I was like, no, I need to get this off. She's like, no, you need to leave.
Mm.
And I was like, no, Joanna, I need to say this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and Joanna was like, ha, 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 leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, bet.
Say less. Right.
Bet. And it's really tough because you're walking this life. We're living upside down, right?
Yep,
With the message, love, and hope of Jesus.
Yep.
And we're in our word.
Yep.
And we're doing this great work every day. And it's like, what do you tell the parent that, yo, like, I know we're not friends.
Right.
And shit, I don't think I do things the right way. Oh, my bad.
No.
But, hey,
Bro, you
I
good.
don't think I'm doing things the right way, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, it got me second guessing myself, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, in relationships and parenting, when do you know when to hit the gas and when do you know when to just like, yo, step away and I'm gonna let you fall on your face?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like, when does that, because I'm at that time right
For
now,
sure.
dude.
For sure.
And I know that you've said before, Tim, like, you don't want to give parenting advice because you're like, I'll tell you when my kids are adults.
Yeah.
But
I'm
we're
I'm
the
here.
same thing right now.
Yeah. I can talk to this.
Come on.
I can speak to this. That to answer that question about when, it is literally trial and error. Like, you're gonna do it one time and go, oh, you fall on your face. And on another time you're like, not on my watch. And our kids at that age, at that 17 age, because I got a 17-year-old, they don't see what we see.
Right.
They don't consider the variables we consider. If I try to tell them what those variables are, or here are these unknowns that you're not even thinking about, it doesn't even register to them. That's not even their focus. So I want you to think about, like, if her field of vision is this wide, yours is that wide. And you trying to make her see this part, everything between here and here, she's not going to see it. So you let her be mad.
Yeah.
Like, to try to explain yourself to somebody who doesn't have that field of view only frustrates both of you more.
Yeah.
Because she's pissed because she's like, I don't see what you're talking about. And you're mad that she can't see what you're talking about. So you let her lash and you let her learn. And it does not make you feel better. You still feel bad and you still feel like, damn, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help, and we're trying to be responsible parents, and you still live under my roof, and da-da-da-da. And I mean, and here's the thing that 17-year-olds are working through. They are starting to get this sense of autonomy in that I have a job now. I go to work. I'm good with my money. This is all being done in an incubation unit called my house. I can't tell you that, and I won't tell you that because I don't want you to feel I'm not that parent that's like, everything around here is mine.
Yeah.
That phone you got is mine. That bed you in is mine. Those, you know what I mean? We're not doing that.
Yeah.
But they're starting to, as good parents, they're starting to learn what it's like to assume responsibility and autonomy for their lives in an incubation unit. She has a job.
Yeah.
Does she have a car?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
She has a job and she's getting some money in your house. She ain't paying no rent.
Nope.
She ain't buying her own groceries.
Nah.
Does she pay her own phone bill?
Nope.
So she ain't no adult yet. But to her, it feels like, oh, I'm out here. I have a job. That's a real thing for a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
We're not diminishing that. We're not going to downplay that. That's beautiful for her. But you get to become under my roof. And so I'm letting you do some things. We're saying yes to some things. and we're still saying no. And you getting a job didn't turn you into a 26-year-old
Yeah.
who lives on her own
Mm-hmm.
and is free to make her decisions and then call her parents on the weekend
Yeah.
to tell them how her week went. That's not what this is.
Yeah.
So that's the, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My son still has to turn in his phone at 10.
Mm-hmm.
And there's consequences when he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a boy that graduated from high school 3 months after his 16th birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't sleep in the bed past 9. Turn on that phone at 10. I set the password to your phone. Yes, you get some autonomy. I'm not hawking his Instagram account. I'm not, give me that phone. Like, I'm not popping out on him,
Yeah.
checking to see. I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
And if you don't do these 3 things, you won't see that phone again.
Yeah. That's good.
Right? So there's that's a tense 17 to 21. If they're still in the house, is tense for them.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna always be a curfew in my house.
For real. Yeah.
And then when you don't like curfew no more, you and your friends find a place, because it's expensive right now. So I know you can't do it by yourself.
Not at
You
all.
and your friends go find a place. You know what I'm saying? And divvy up y'all money and split that rent and eat ramen and find out how life is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And some of the things that I realized too, dude, and I'll end on this and I'll let it we can continue. I realized that I'm like it got reflective for me because I recognized that I'm trying to save her from 17-year-old Derek because 17-year-old Derek was wilding in these Cali streets.
Yeah, for sure.
I was out here doing shenanigans and she ain't that. She ain't that.
For
I
sure.
mean, seriously, I was getting faded. I was already smoking and drinking, slanging, and, and porn addicted, like showing girls porn my age, sexualizing women. That was my life.
Yep.
And I'm realizing through this thing is that I'm trying to protect her from teenage Derek.
Yep.
And so I'm grateful, and I'm glad that I don't have some of the other situations because she's a great girl, and she's turning into an amazing woman. She's gorgeous, she's smart, and so it's getting to that point to where like, man, I know it's coming, and I understand that this is just like a tension place.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So let me submit this to you. As you are processing decisions based on her request, ensure that you are factoring in how much your past is informing your decision. Because you don't want to project on her, right?
Yeah.
Based on the way you raised her, I don't even think she'd be attracted to former Derek.
It's true. That's some good perspective, Tim.
You feel me?
Yes.
So who are you protecting her from? She wouldn't like the former you. She wouldn't be interested in the former you.
It's so real.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So there's no need to make a decision to protect her from the former you when she's never going to be checking for the former you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times as parents, we can project our trauma onto our kids, and our kids ain't even living the same life we grew up in. It's like, I don't want them out in them streets because crack. And it's like, these jokers live in Denton.
Yeah, we in the grave, like it's safe.
Hey, I that's a bar actually. Hey, my friends have 4 kids, and I was talking to him last week, and he said, "Bro, my kids saw homeless people for the first time and thought they were campers."
Stop. Stop. That's crazy.
Is
Yeah.
that a W or is that like
Right?
you know, it's
Like,
exposure?
I mean, the kid was 8, so
Okay.
it wasn't
Oh,
like it was
okay.
like
All
some
right, all right, all right.
17-year-old.
Yeah.
But he was like, Dad, look, Daddy campers.
Oh.
And he's like, no, baby, they don't have a home. And the baby was the 8-year-old was like, no, they're camping. I see him right here. They're camping.
Wow.
And then he had to like walk through like there's some people in this world that don't have. So like
Wow.
our kids ain't growing up like we grew up. Like, you know what I mean? Now I'll tell you a projection that happened when we were at camp. We're in Montana. That should tell you everything you need to know. We're in Whitefish, Montana.
No browns.
Okay.
Not brown fish.
We are in
There was no brown fish.
we were in Whitefish, Montana. And while we were in Whitefish, Montana, the day we dropped our kids off at camp, Noah pops out of the car and he has a red bandana hanging out of his waist. Where did the red bandana come from? It came from YouthCon the week before at Gateway, the student conference at Gateway. And whatever teams that they were on, they gave him bandanas, right? He pops out the car so he could get checked in at camp in Whitefish. I pull him to the side and say, hey, bro, what's that you from? And he goes, nowhere, Daddy. And I said, then what you doing with that? He was like, I got it from YouthCon last week. I was like, cool. We don't want to misrepresent ourselves up here, so leave that in the truck.
Love that.
Yeah.
The hood in me I couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
Putting them up on game, dude.
Yeah.
Even in Whitefish, Montana.
Ain't nobody banging in Whitefish
Right.
at church camp.
But you didn't
But
set him up though, because if he is the one black kid in Whitefish with the red bandana, he could have been set up to take morons.
I couldn't even risk
Right.
the 1% chance
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
that he would be
Profile.
misrepresented with any gang affiliation.
There you
Right.
go.
I couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
Right? So that's always going to be a part of us.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll get it right. Sometimes we'll get it wrong.
Yeah.
But we have to, and I did think through like, this is my own triggering. Like I grew up in this atmosphere and environment. He did not.
Yeah.
But yet I'm about to set trip on him because I need him to know what it would feel like if he ever put himself in that situation doing something innocent on his behalf. He got a bandana from a youth camp.
Yeah.
There was also purple
Yeah.
and blue and yellow and all these other ones, right?
Why did I think of all the gangs when you said that? I was like Grave Street.
Yeah,
19.
yeah,
I was
bro.
like-
Yeah, bro.
I was like,
Yeah, bro. So I'm like, okay, man. So it would just behoove us as parents of our children, especially when they're still under our roof. If you're dealing with teenagers, preteens, just don't project your trauma onto your kid. And if you are making a trauma informed decision for your child, give them context to that. They might not understand it. They don't have to understand it. Just make sure they have the context. They can understand later,
Yep.
right? But just don't, I'm a parent and I said so.
Because I'm dad.
I'm dad.
I'm mom.
That's the
Ooh.
worst.
And you will respect me in my house. Come on, man. If you got to do all that, you don't have true authority. Authority is like really, really loving and stuff. We don't need all that foolishness.
Okay, another question about the kids.
See?
Let's just say a kid raises their voice back at you. Maybe they don't respect you. Maybe they're just totally out of line because they're seeing red and they're just not thinking clearly. Who knows the context? But they raise their voice at you in a very disrespectful manner. They're being ugly. They're wanting to fight with you verbally. How would Tim Ross handle a situation like that?
I would say in my house, you don't raise your voice, you raise a hallelujah.
Ooh.
That was a joke. There's no way.
Cooley,
I was like,
Cooley's over here with a
Clear,
notepad.
clear,
Huh? Which song? Leland?
Hallelujah.
I okay.
No, that's just like the churchiest
Yeah,
thing I could come up with, right?
Raise
In my house, you don't raise your voice, you raise a hallelujah.
Raise an
You raise
offering.
them in the hallway.
You better raise an offering before you raise your voice.
You better tithe it.
You better raise those hands before you raise that voice. You better raise up a banner for the Most High God before you raise your voice.
Amen.
Hey!
Some parents be too churchy, man.
Bro.
Like vomit inducing
No,
churchy.
for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Right? You know. So right? So my children have been emotional, and I let them know that I do not mind you being emotional as long as you're not disrespectful.
That's really good.
I do not immediately take a child raising their voice as disrespect.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like a cry for help.
Most people that raise their voice because they feel like they're not being heard.
All right.
You're not hearing me.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Wow.
That's why people yell.
Wow.
That's why people yell. They don't yell. Nobody wants to exert that energy to put that voice at that at that register, right? I probably woke him up.
Yeah, you probably did.
Yeah, I woke up Baby Karlovich. Baby
like,
Karlovich
ow.
was like,
That's my rib.
Baby Karlovich was sitting there like, what's happening here? I hear Daddy's voice and I hear this other guy all the time, 3 hours a day. So, I don't. When a kid raises their voice, I don't think they're being automatically disrespectful. I feel like they are experiencing what we experience as adults when we raise our voice. Why do we raise our voice at our kids? We don't think they're hearing us.
Ooh, man.
We're frustrated,
Yep.
right? We don't think they're hearing us. So they're doing it back and it's disrespectful.
Wow.
You don't see yourself being disrespectful to your children when you raise your voice at them.
Wow.
So this power dynamic only goes one way.
Wow.
Your daughter was frustrated. She had some words for y'all. It could have crossed the line of disrespect, or it could have just hurt your feelings. Right? Right? When you take your drive, was she disrespectful, or did she just hurt your feelings?
Yeah, did she hear my feelings?
Right? She hurt your feelings. Was she disrespectful?
Nah.
See?
And I encourage her to express herself.
That's right. Right. That's right. So we have to be able to hold that tension. And in real time, it's hard to do. It's hard to do. But if you're regulated, if you go into these situations and you can feel here's how you know you're regulated, because you can catch yourself when you're dysregulated. And when you catch yourself when you're dysregulated, you can re-regulate.
Yeah.
We're not saying that I don't want you to think that regulation means you're never dysregulated. No, it just means you're regulated and you can tell when you're dysregulated, and you know the tools, you have the tools so that you can re-regulate as quickly as possible. Attunement. That's all it is. Am I attuned enough with my own body to know when my blood pressure is going up, when my ears are getting hot, when I'm about to pop off at the mouth because I want to choke you right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can catch all of that, then that way now you can start implementing the tools to re-regulate and make sure that this situation doesn't get all out of control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Thanks for showing us that,
No,
dog.
that is so. I wish I had that verbiage and like mentality when I was younger. May I share a few things?
Are you
I
kidding?
didn't want to cut you off
what?
or anything like that.
What are you talking
But
about?
I hope this is encouraging to you, Derek, because your daughter was me at that age. Like when I was angry, I lashed out. I said some mean things to my mom. I villainized my parents. I I thought the worst. I didn't have the full context to their story, who they were.
It's good.
They freaking loved the crap out of me, and it took me 27 years to see that I villainized them when they were just trying to love me the best that they could. And I look back and I'm like, man, I was a freaking brat. Like, I thought I knew everything. Ha ha ha. Like, I look back, and now that I'm pregnant, and I really, I mean, this isn't super accurate, but I feel like I became a parent when my sister gave birth to my nephew. Because there's just something about twins, and like her kids are my kids, and I feel like I became a parent at that time. And now I'm about to have my own, and the things that I have realized, I literally, I have called my parents and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I villainized you. I thought the worst of you. I thought you were absent. And I'm like, I thought you were rude. You were mean. And I'm like, no, you were just trying to love me. And it took a while. And trust me, I said some messed up things to my mom. Like, I remember wishing her to be dead and not to be my mom. I said some really, really mean things. And it took a while for me to life had to happen.
Absolutely
to me,
correct. Absolutely.
For me to learn. And like, distance was everything. Because at some point, my mom was like, she was trying to like protect me. And so was my dad. I mean, they put me in anger management, and the therapist was like, "You're just a teenager with hormones."
They diagnosed her.
No,
You're a
for
teenager.
real. Like, you're just a teenager.
She had one session.
No, for real. In the first session, they were like, she's a normal teenager.
Exactly.
You know? But they were concerned because
Yeah.
I had a lot of anger, and I just wasn't being heard in some area. But like, now when you said that, I was like, that's why. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like I wasn't being heard.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, that's right.
And so I think
That's why anybody yells.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to yell.
Yeah.
Nobody wakes up in the morning
Yeah.
trying to yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I know that one day she's going to wake up and realize that you were just trying to love and protect her. And she'll realize that she was walking in pride. I was walking in pride. I thought at 13, I knew everything there was to know about life. I look back and I laugh at that 13-year-old Julie, with love
Who?
too. Huli, excuse me.
Who's that? You knew a 13-year-old named Julie?
She white?
Is she white?
Yes, no, I'm kidding. But that's another thing. It's like it took, like, I had to get to that place of emotional maturity of like, I villainized my parents. Like, I was thinking my dad was absent and all. I have so much more context to my parents' story because they're divorced and all of that. And I was just like, it's just so crazy how much context is so important
It is. Absolutely.
to your parents' story and why things happened the way that they did. So anyways, like, I'm going to be praying that she gains context and understanding in time, and that she develops mentally and emotionally.
Thank you for the perspective, sis. I appreciate you.
I've
Hey.
been there. Oof,
So
that was bad.
I had a conversation with my mom a few years ago. I was like, my mom, she's an incredible woman. And she said to me, baby, was there anything that I ever did to you growing up that hurt you? Because if so, I want to apologize for it. It's an extravagant gift for a parent to give a child, especially an adult child.
Wow,
And this was a few years ago,
Wow.
right? And I said, as a matter of fact, there is. She was like, okay. And I said, you never came to none of my talent shows. You never came to any of my sporting events. You never came to anything. Like, you didn't come to one thing. Daddy was at everything. You didn't come to one thing. And that hurt me. Like, that hurt, right? And she goes, oh, baby, I am so sorry. She was like, I didn't know that. And I'm so sorry you felt that way. Daddy worked nights. I worked days. And so we made an agreement that when I got home, I would get dinner ready and get the evening ready, and because he had slept during the day, he had the energy to go to all the games and drive you to all that stuff. And then I had dinner ready when everybody came home. I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense. They were like, yeah, we're two working parents, and we came to the agreement that it's your shift.
Yeah.
You got to go to all the events because I just came home from work and you just woke up, and you can take them to the events and then go to work and then and I'll have dinner. It was two parents working out how to manage kids. And in my little world, mommy never wanted to come to my shows.
Mm-hmm.
And all these years later, now as an adult, I wouldn't have understood this as a kid. As an adult, baby, we just had to work out this, and that. And I was like, that makes perfect sense, girl. I'm good.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But my little brain was never going to be like, oh, you're working out your hours.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. So yeah. Perspective changes, bless you. Perspective changes when you become an adult.
Yeah.
So,
and when you go through it too.
You got to go through.
Became a parent.
You got to go through it yourself.
Yeah.
You got to go through it yourself.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yeah.
What about the other side of the spectrum? So like the parents who are present physically and they provide, but emotionally they're just not there.
Yeah. Well, obviously we know that that's doing damage to children as well. And the adult parent, the onus is on the adult parent, not the child, to work through that and navigate that, so that the child can have more than just a roof over their head, right? But bandwidth and capacity, again, whatever doesn't come up and out of your mouth through words is going to come up and out of your body through actions. And so if you can't put this stuff into words, you're just going to keep going through the motions. And there are some parents that are only doing what they saw their parents do, right? Somebody has to break a cycle of something, right? And so if what was informed from the previous generation was being responsible, going to work, making sure the bills are paid, if you check these boxes, you're a good parent, then that's all the next generation is going to do. Go to work, be responsible, make sure the bills is paid. I checked my boxes. You kids should be happy. I'm a good parent to you. I go to work and I make sure all the bills are paid. And they're like, can you sit and talk with us? And it's like, that, my daddy didn't talk to me. Why I got to talk to you? So somebody has to break that cycle, and it's on the parent. The onus is on the parent to be able to do that. So
that's good.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're at 9:58. I like Focus Friday.
Me too.
Yeah,
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the insight and the perspective, man. I appreciate it.
For sure.
And I love you.
I love you too. Love you too. It's going to be good. So once again, just letting everybody know, all callers, please know this is Focus Friday. Today we are talking about relationships and emotional health. So all calls have to be focused on relationships and emotional health. Say it with me, gang. Relationships and emotional health.
Hey.
Not me saying maturity.
Oh, was it maturity?
This is
Oh, my bad.
No,
Okay. Emotional health has to do with
yeah,
maturity
yeah,
too. Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Emotional maturity. Emotional maturity.
Just so you know, 2 callers dropped out because their topic did not align. So
Great.
we got 4 people under.
Hey, but bravo though.
For real.
Self-awareness.
Bravo
yeah.
to those callers are not trying to force it into like, nah, my thing is completely different. But we're wide open Monday through Thursday.
That's right.
And then we're focused on Fridays. That's it. That's good. So salute to y'all. I respect y'all for that. Like I really respect y'all for not
Sorry, they started calling immediately.
Ready.
but it's Hooli instantaneously going
It was
into
like a little-
going into a jiggle. She's like, be like, oh, this the beat you want to drop now, Hector? Okay. Oh, we dropping ringtones now. Okay. You want to nay-nay to a ringtone, Hector? Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Silento.
Silent.
Watch me whip.
Wait,
He's
is
in
that the
jail.
one that died? Oh,
No, he's the
never
one
mind.
that.
Okay, sorry.
He was the one that unalived somebody.
Somebody died?
Yeah, they got up out of here.
Dead meat.
He said E.T.
You got to go, guy.
You know, brother.
Oh, too soon.
Too
I'm
soon?
kidding.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
kidding.
sorry,
No,
sorry,
it's
sorry,
okay.
sorry.
He's fine.
I'm gonna save Derek on this one.
Shout out members.
Y'all hear this music? Focus, get into it. Wide open. Focus Friday. Wide open. Relationships and emotional health. Wide open.
You got it in there.
I did put it in there.
Mouthful, yeah.
Yeah.
Let it let it out.
Hey.
Get the baby out.
No, not
How's the
yet.
baby
How
gonna
we get 'em?
come
How
out?
we
Where
get
the
'em?
baby
How
at
we
now?
get 'em?
Kayla
In
Park.
How we get 'em?
September.
How we get him? How we get him? How we get him?
How?
Yo,
we get
it's,
'em? How we
it's,
get 'em?
it's Hector. It is Hector trying to sing the baby out.
I'm not ready, bro.
It's Hector trying to do some chant until Juliana's water breaks, which is crazy sauce. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are wide open. We are Focused Friday today, talking about relationships and emotional maturity. So we're going to focus on that today. But it's still a safe space. You're going to be fully seen, fully heard, fully known, fully loved, even if you're not fully agreed with. Do we have a first caller? Who's it?
We do. We have Brianna. Welcome to Wide Open. You're on with Tim Ross.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi, Tim.
How are you doing?
Oh, I am just peachy, my guy. Look at you looking how you looking. You look exactly like yourself. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Hi, Hector.
Hi.
Hi, Derek.
Love you,
Hi,
sis.
you. Huli.
Oh,
I almost messed up.
it's okay. I messed up myself.
Huli, I know that we have a special edition coming soon, and I would like to put my birthing energy onto you. I had my son an hour and a half after active labor.
Ooh,
3 pushes, no
I
tears.
receive it in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Yes,
receive
receive it, honey.
I
Receive it. And
Let's-
he's 13 years old and 16 now.
Let's go.
Amen.
Okay, so yes, I am staying on topic about relationships and emotional maturity.
Let's get it
Now, the
cracking.
last time we talked, Tim, it actually centered around emotional maturity.
Okay.
I was on back in February.
Okay.
I was actually the 4th caller when you started doing Wide Open.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, I was you were talking that was when Irv Gotti passed away. It was that episode.
Ah, got you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the one who didn't have no edges, Tim.
Okay. I remember you.
Yeah.
I remember you.
I had no edges, Tim.
Yes.
The whole situation took my edges.
Yep.
They
Yep.
grew back up.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
grew back up.
Amen.
So, I'm just gonna. I have 2 questions, and
Okay.
then I'll give you context.
No worries.
One is, well, I don't know if they're questions, but maybe you could help me navigate. Because I'm feeling a certain type of way about how my son is being treated by his father.
Okay.
And I will give context to that.
For sure.
And also, if you can help me navigate something that God revealed to me very recently.
Okay.
I love my mama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like her.
Got it. Got it.
I absolutely adore that woman. I do not like her. So
Understood.
I was just like, if we could like work through this.
For sure.
So to give an update, as of June 1st, 2025, my son has a brother.
Okay.
His name is DeMichael, and he is so cute. Like, honestly, when I seen the picture of him, I'm sitting up here like, what was I mad about? Like, you know,
Yeah.
and I did everything that you told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had a funeral for it. I went through all the things.
Yep.
All the things.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, one day I pulled over. I was driving, and I pulled over and I let it out.
Mm.
Everything that I mean, when I tell you I let out a primal cry,
Mm-hmm.
like I let it out. Everything that I ever wanted to say, everything that I was feeling, it just all came out. And what I learned through this, because it helped with my emotional maturity,
Mm-hmm.
that whole situation had nothing to do with the father of my child.
Mm.
God was like, I'm not exposing him. I'm
Mm.
exposing you.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
He walked me, like basically he walked me into this room and there was all these golden statues. And he said, "You see these? These are the idols that are in the way
Wow.
of our relationship."
Yep.
And he's like, "Here's a bat, and you gonna knock every last one of them down."
Yep.
I had to, you know, basically I learned very personal and hard personal accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you know, I was not an angel in that situation. I wasn't.
Right.
I didn't expect to be betrayed that way.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, honey, you cheated too.
Right.
So, you know, like he's like, you see this? Your idolization of marriage is right here.
Mm.
You're narcissistic. You're a manipulator.
Mm.
You emotionally shut down. You know, I had to deal with all of that, which ultimately led me to yes, I have forgiven him.
Good.
I really have forgiven him.
Good.
But um here's the issue. He's just not around my son at all. He thinks calling well, let me not say my son, that's his child too.
Okay.
Our son.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks calling him mm, a couple times a week, 15 minutes, and buying him shoes here and there is suffice enough. And our son is thriving. Damar is 13. He is the captain of his football team.
It's awesome.
He's a straight A student.
Wow.
He won his basketball championship because he plays basketball and football.
Okay.
And now Tim, I understand that God will not interfere with anybody's free will. I understand that his dad that is his personal decision.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I can't help but feel a certain type of way because on the inside, not only do I feel removed, but I feel like I was replaced. Now, I don't mind if I was personally replaced.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he's traded families.
Mm.
Like Damar he just don't exist. Because remember when we were talking, like the last time that I was talking to you, how I was freaking him out because his basketball season was coming up.
Yep.
He didn't come to one game.
Wow.
Not one game.
Wow. Wow.
Not one game. And mind you, I used to work at where he work at now. I helped him get the job.
Mm-hmm.
That job is not even 10 minutes away from our son's school. It's a straight shot down the street.
Yep.
Now, and I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, Tim. I really did, because I knew that he had another child coming into the world, and you know, this,
Yep.
that, and the other. I could understand him not making it to the away games that were on the other side of town.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand, but not one game though.
Yeah.
And you talk to your son multiple times a week.
Right.
You know, and so I was just wondering if you could like help me process that.
Yep.
Because yeah, I do feel a certain type of way.
For sure. And so let me just validate that the way you feel is justified. You all have this son together. the age and stage that your son is at now is primed for fatherhood. Like, fathers are built for this season of life with their children, especially boys, especially young men. And for him to opt out, because you can, when it comes to parenting, you either opted in or you opted out. Consciously or subconsciously, you are either opting in or you're opting out. For him to opt out during this season, to have a significant role in his son's life, a son who is thriving, a straight A student, a captain of a football team, balling on the basketball team. I was thinking the other day, here's the thought that I had. Obviously, we know LeBron James' accomplishments both on and off the court. And I was watching him as he prepares for another year in the NBA. I think it's his 21st year in the NBA. And or his 22nd year, I can't remember. But what the thing that blew my mind was, I wonder how his daddy feel.
Yeah.
That man should be sitting in the stands at every game, reveling in the success of his son. But he opted out of his son's life at such an early age that his son ain't thinking about him right now. I believe the trajectory that your son DeMar is on right now is going to continue. He's going to continue to thrive. He's going to continue to shine. And your baby's father is literally setting himself up for future regret by the inactivity that he's having in his son's life right now. How should you cope with this? How should you manage this? You personally have to grieve the role that that this man doesn't have in your son's life. And as difficult as this is, you have to accept it. If this man don't want to do it, ain't nothing you can do to change it.
You're right.
And so one of the hardest things for us to do as people is accept other people's behavior. We so desperately, either aggressively or passive aggressively, want to try to change how others act, instead of us making the adjustment to the actions or inactions of others and saying, hey, if this is what you're going to do, here is my response. Because I'm only in control of how I respond to it. I'm not in control of what you do or not do. I'm only in control of how to respond. And if that's going to be his energy, he's going to regret it, because you're going to have all the highlight reels in your cell phone from all the games that you go to, and for all the ways that you cheer him, and for all the ways and for all the ways that you show up. And this is why historically, when these young men and young women make it in life, they only have their mama to thank. Because some dad decided not to. The amount of NBA players when they're drafted, or NFL players when they're drafted, who get up and thank God and they mama and they daddy is so rare compared to the ones that get up and go, I want to thank my mom. Because the dad opted out. And then when the kid has that type of success, the dad tries to slowly enter back in, but it's too late, my guy. You can watch him on TV now, my guy. Stay home. Go watch his movie, but you can't go to his house. Like, how does that go sit with you?
Because and I thank you so much for that validation. Because that's how I've been operating. I
Good.
ain't been crashing out.
Yep.
I do not call this man unless it specifically deals with something that pertains to our son.
Yep.
You know, like something that's important. We don't have anything to talk about. I've accepted what you've done. You know what I'm saying? And I even accept this, but it was just a part of me was feeling like, am I still holding on to something? Like, do I have the right to feel this way? Because the thing about it is, you ain't got to say nothing about me. I show up
Right.
every game,
Right. Yep.
every practice.
Yep.
I'm team mom.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, he got a game tomorrow in Detroit, and I gotta bring fruit. I gotta bring the cooler.
Yep.
I'm talking about lawn chairs.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm not, because the thing is, yeah, I'm his mom, but I am responsible for his whole team.
For sure.
You know, like I take it, you know, and it's just, I don't know. I guess I just feel disappointment,
Mm.
because the thing about it is, it's like, bro, you know better. Because prior to this year, he was at every game.
Yep.
Every game. And the whole thing about it is, let me tell you something. I'm an advocate for children. I am, like I said, his brother, my son's new brother, he's absolutely gorgeous. He's perfect.
Yeah.
He is so cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, even if I were to have an issue, I would never have an issue with an infant.
For sure.
And I
Absolutely.
I also understand what come with that.
Yeah,
I've
for
had
sure.
a newborn before.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because the mom is way more present than the father in those first stages. Number one, because you're your child's first source of nutrition.
Absolutely correct.
So, you know, like, you gotta be there. And DeMar was every 2 hours. Let me tell you, every 2 hours. Pull it out,
Yep.
put it in my mouth. I needs it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I definitely, like I said, like I said, I do not contact this man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't take it to the internet like so many people do to air
Mhm.
out their grievances.
Mhm.
I don't even do social media.
Yep.
Okay. I don't, I don't, I don't Instagram. I don't Facebook. I don't Twitter. I'm telling you right now, unless that platform is owned by a man named Malcolm, I'm not calling it X.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it. I refuse.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying? I don't
right.
get on there and do all of that.
Yep.
You know, so I was just, I don't know. I guess I was just feeling like, am I being bitter? Because that's what has been painted. That's the everything that I do, I'm bitter.
Mm.
Um,
I'm experiencing you as disappointed.
yes, I'm disappointed, but
Yeah.
I'm not bitter.
Yeah. And
Like,
yeah.
they think like him and his girl, they think that everything that I do, I have ulterior motives towards them. I'm not thinking about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
This got something to do with the kids. We
I'm
here
too
for the
busy
kids.
paying for football gear, cleats, getting him ready to go to high school. Tim, I be at Costco every day, Tim. I be at Costco. Okay? Because I'm a gig worker. So I do God's work.
I
You know
feel
what I'm
you.
saying?
I feel you.
I be out here in these streets. I don't
Yep.
have time to be worried about what y'all got going on.
Yeah.
Because when she was in labor, they was acting like it was an issue that I'm gonna bring my child up to the hospital to see his brother. Are you good?
Yeah.
How else he gonna see him?
Right. Absolutely.
How childish are we?
Yeah. Let's be
You know
adults
what I'm
here.
saying?
Exactly.
Maybe I'm a little frustrated because guess what, Tim? I don't know if you know this, but I'm grown. I don't got time for these childish games.
For sure.
Well, this is not high school.
Yeah.
You know what?
Absolutely.
Let me tell. I can't say it to them, so I'm just gonna say it now. Look, I'm gonna always be DeMar's mom.
Facts.
DeMichael is always gonna be DeMar brother.
Right.
You cannot get to my child without coming through me first.
Right. For sure.
I am no threat to you because I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I did my work. I'm continuing to do my work.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I said, emotional maturity. They're being immature.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like, you know, like I was, what was it? Yesterday, I was talking, to, my son's father's sister. Well, my son's aunt. Because, well, first of all, my son is named after his father, so they're both named Damar.
Okay.
But I was I was talking to his sister, and then she told me, she's like, oh my God, I'm not gonna say the mom's name, just
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Yeah. So, but she was like, she would kill me if she knew that you was looking at his pictures. I'm like, I already have pictures of him in my phone. What are you talking about? You see stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's when
weird.
I didn't set so many boundaries. I can see, I can see, like, I'm telling you, I'm at a place in my life right now that I can tell by the way you walk, this ain't gonna work.
Mm.
Certain conversations, I'm immediately shutting down
Yeah, for sure.
because had I not did my work, that statement would have been a trigger for me, and I would
Right.
have started going off,
Yep.
oversharing,
Right.
crashing out,
Right.
making it like make it, and then you know what I'm saying. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I've really separated myself a lot from that whole side of the family
Good.
because that's your brother. You're gonna
Right.
ride for your brother.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you asking targeted questions to go back and tell him because y'all all operate like that.
Right.
Love you, but it's the
Right.
truth.
Right.
And then on top of that, what you think I'm gonna do? If somebody, well, I heard that you said, I'm like, look, I'm a different type of person, okay? This he say, she say stuff. I'll be like, see, this is why I don't like people putting words in my mouth. Um, you actually left some stuff out. What I really said was, I'm that person. I stand on 10 toes, whether I'm right or I'm wrong. I said it or I didn't,
Right.
you know. So I just, like I said, I don't got time for those. But okay, thank you for the confirmation. We can move on from that because when I tell you so over it,
I
so
got you.
over it.
No, that sounds
Now
tiring. That sounds tiring. But thank you for
it
being
I
the
just I
thank you
don't
for
I
being the
just
emotionally healthy one in that equation.
like and the thing is, and also just to piggyback off of what you said, I'm his mother. I can't teach my son how to be a man.
Right.
The only thing that I can do is be a good example of what a woman is, and I can teach him how to treat women.
Facts. That is
So
absolute facts.
so since he don't want to, be present,
Yep.
that's fine. I'm finding other people that
Absolutely.
can,
For sure.
because as a matter of fact, my son, first of all, how my son find a church before I did. He he's in a mentoring program
Great.
at one of his best friend's churches.
Yep.
It's a 6-week program. And after completion, and this is just specifically for men.
Mm-hmm.
So these men, they're successful. They are, men of God.
Good.
They can teach him things that I can't. He can have conversations with them that he may not feel comfortable enough with me. And at the end of the mentoring program, he gets $600, I think, for completing that.
It's awesome.
And yeah, and like he has to tithe 10% of it and then save another portion of it, and then whatever is left over, he can spend on his own. And
That's
he told me
fantastic.
straight up, he's like, Mom, I'm not spending that.
Yeah.
He like, no, I ain't going to buy no. He like, no, he's like, I only use that money for very important things. He's like, I'm not gonna buy no shoes, no clothes. I'm like, okay, so I'm setting up a community of safe, positive, spiritually based men to surround my son and fill in the gaps that I can't. I'm a
That's
female.
great. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Because that's the thing. If okay, you ain't gonna step up, okay, fine. I'll go create a community.
Absolutely correct.
Because my son deserves that.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Now, on the notion of my mother, okay. Like I said, I recently was shown that I don't like my mother very much.
Mm-hmm.
And to give you some context, like I said, first of all, my mom is the OG. She's 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She still drives. She gets up and moves. This woman is a cervical cancer survivor. She's had she survived a stroke, cataract surgery, a stent in her heart. This woman is amazing.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue that I have with my mom is I have like always been treated kind of like the black sheep, not because I didn't went to jail, or I don't have a criminal record. I pay my taxes, all that. It ain't got nothing to do with that.
For sure.
I'm the only one out of all of her children that calls out her behavior.
Mm.
And I've started recently doing that. Because my mom, she doesn't realize that she doing this, or maybe she don't, maybe she do, and she just not saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But most of my life, my mom has pitted me and my siblings against each other.
Mm.
Now there's 4 of us
Mm-hmm.
in total.
Okay.
Two different marriages.
Okay.
So my sister, my oldest sister, and my oldest brother, Monica is 18 years older than me. Eric is 16 years older than me. Then there's my dad, and there's Brandon, and then there's me. My mom, you know, she did, like, it's subtle stuff, but it's been happening my whole life. Like, a good example is my mom is like, "Well, your sister's a homeowner." Throwing stuff like that in my
that's
face. You know what I'm
petty.
saying?
That's petty.
A lot of
Petty.
like a lot of preferential treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's personal. My mom, I remember one time my mom, she was disciplining me, and I'll never forget this. I was 9 years old. She looked me straight, and she was so mad and so frustrated. She looked me dead in my face and was like, "I don't love you." And my mom has always preached this independent woman, pay your own way, and this, that, and the other. But she does show preferential treatment to her boys. Now, Eric, and Brandon could get away with murder. As a matter of fact, Brandon, love him to death. You know what I'm saying? His girl basically almost moved into the house. My mama almost kicked me out over me getting into an argument with her precious son's girlfriend.
Mm.
Like, choosing people over me. Also, like, with my brother's kids, she, as far as she loves her grandchildren. My mama got a lot of grandchildren. I'm not about to go through all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when it came to babysitting, it was never an issue, and the whole thing about it is, I don't expect, when I was pregnant, I told my mom, I'm like, I will put Damar in daycare. I'm not raising no child for you to be his secondary mom. Like, just drop him off at the house and you have him all day. I done seen too many generations in my family where the grandparents raised the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm gonna break that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She was like, no. She, like, actually got mad. Like, no, But the difference was, she charged me for it. I have no problems. You know what I'm saying? Paying and this, that, and the other. But you didn't do that with any of your other grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I hope I'm not sounding entitled, but that kind of made me say, And like, then the straw that kind of broke the camel's back was last year, and my mom betrayed me over a large sum of money for my brother. And that kind of was like, all right, now look, ma'am. Now, and I have spent my entire life trying to earn this lady's respect because she made me feel that way. She always pitted it. It was always a competition, and she went out of her way, to make things, like I said, obvious. When my brother graduated high school, you would have thought Obama got elected that day. Me, I'm the only one out of my siblings. I'm not, like I said, I'm not bragging. This is just fact. I'm the only one that graduated with honors, National Honor Society, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, even went off to college. Okay, I ended up getting an associate's degree, but I still went to college though.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
Understood.
So, like, and it was just like blah when it came to me.
Okay,
Like,
so let me ask this question, because based on everything that you just said, you have many reasons not to like your mom.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to you emotionally when your mom told you that she didn't love you?
It made me feel inadequate. Um, it stunned me actually. That's why I can still remember it like it was yesterday. Like, and I'm 9 years old. Like, and I don't even remember what she whooped me for. I think I did something in school. That was what a 9-year-old would do. Like, but when she said that to me, it it was almost like time slowed down because my mama is my superhero. I watched this woman work 3 jobs nonstop. So we had school supplies. So we had all the latest game systems so that we could experience things that really nobody in my neighborhood that was black was experiencing. Going to Florida at 7 years old, going to Disney World, traveling all over the United States and to Canada and stuff like that. And then also I'm fighting so hard for this because she all I got. Both my grandparents did. Well, all of my grandparents are dead. My dad died in 96. So, and I'm trying not to get emotional.
Why are you
Telling
trying?
myself,
Why are you
telling
trying?
myself,
Why are you trying not to get emotional?
because I ain't know it was gonna hit me like this, Tim.
Yeah.
Because I adore that woman. Like, I almost lost her. I almost lost her back in because actually that was what led me to Christ. What happened was um this was the worst day of my life. Um I had took my son up to the hospital. I ain't never seen Damar that sick before. He had a fever, couldn't break. Um and long story short, when we got him to the hospital, I found out that my son had undiagnosed COVID, which turned into Kawasaki disease, which is fatal. It could be fatal in minors because it affects your heart.
Mm.
So, as and we were at St. Joe, and as they were preparing my son to be transferred to University of Michigan Hospital, I get a phone call from my mama. This woman is having a stroke on the phone, trying to drive herself to the emergency room. My mama and my son was admitted to U of M on the same day. I couldn't even go to my mom because we were still under COVID restrictions.
Mm.
You could only have one visitor, so my sister went there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, Tim. I don't even know if I prayed during that time. I don't even know if I sought the Lord, but the Lord was there
Yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't know how high my blood pressure was, but He kept me and He delivered. My mom is still alive, and so is my son.
Amen.
So in a month after that, yeah, about a month after that is when I gave my life to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And almost lose it because the thing about it is, yeah, I may not like my mama, but something happened to her, my whole world is going to stop.
For sure.
I can't imagine life without my mama,
For sure.
and that's because she's always been here.
Yeah.
You know, I know that if I need anything, my mama gonna give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
If my son need anything, my mama gonna give it to me. But at the same time, what I've had to endure during my life, and honestly, I did something. Um, I did something. Uh, I started researching.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked back at her family history,
Mm-hmm.
and once I looked at her backstory, that helped out a lot.
Yeah.
My mom came from an extremely abusive home.
Mm-hmm.
I never met my grandfather. He died before I was born. But he was extremely abusive to my mama. My mama always tells this story of um she was washing dishes, and her and her dad had was going at it. He just was nitpicking with her on purpose. And he called her a prostitute. So my mom was like, "Well, I charge $20 an hour. How much do you charge?" He picked up a log out of the wood burning stove and hit her upside the head with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of environment that she came from.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandparents, who are since passed, they're from Montgomery, Alabama. My grandma was born in Montgomery, Alabama in 1909. So that's a whole different type of upbringing.
For sure. Absolutely.
Like, I grew up in a children are to be seen and not heard. You don't question adults.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with some of my uncles, they call your name, sir. You know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
type of
Yeah.
that type of environment,
Yeah.
you know. And so looking back at her backstory, you know what I'm saying, but it still hurts because it
course.
was like, because I've always felt like, why was I never good enough for your love?
Yep.
I do everything that you tell me to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't a teenage mom. I wasn't a drug addict.
Yeah.
I had 1 to 2 jobs all through high school. My mama didn't pay for my cap and gown. I did.
Mm-hmm.
My mama didn't pay for my homecoming or my prom. I did. I got my hair done. I got my nails done. I was paying my cell phone bill at 14. And I just feel like it's just still not good enough for you. And I have reached a breaking point because I'm 41 years old now as of July 18th. I turned 41. You know, and I can't, and it's like, but also what terrifies me is my mom is 80 years old. She getting up there, and I gotta figure it out, because you know what I'm saying? Because when that time comes, I want us to leave, you know, I want her to leave empty, as far as there's no resentment towards us. It's nothing but love. Because like I said, God could have gave me any woman in the world to be my mom. Anybody. I need some tissue. Anybody. But he gave me her. And she did the best that she could. I'm not calling her a bad mom. And she only did what she know. Sorry, I'm wiping my nose.
It's fine.
And she did the best that she could do. But I don't think she realized how much that traumatized me, because in my youth, I was bullied a lot. It was nonstop. Like, I'm getting bullied. I'm getting bullied at school. I'm getting bullied at home. I'm getting bullied in the neighborhood. You know, and then on top of that, and then it was like, but my mom, she was working so much. Like, she was working so much. It's not that she wasn't present, but she really couldn't do a lot, because she coming home, she getting a couple hours of sleep, she going to her next job.
Yep.
And everything that I've learned about carrying myself as a woman, the sanctity of marriage, well, I learned premarital sex way late, but I know about it now. I was definitely not a virgin by the time I found that out. But regardless, though, like, my mom, she didn't have the time to teach me how to be a woman. And my grandmother is coming from old school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my grandmother, she, like, everything that I did, it was to serve your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like, because she would have me in the kitchen, and I'm talking about, wasn't no box stuff in my grandma's house. Like,
Scratch.
you making everything from scratch.
Scratch.
You are physically sifting that flour.
That's
okay?
right.
Hot water cornbread, making it at 5. Okay.
Yep.
Like, because the thing is, everything came off the land. My grandmother, she owned 10 acres.
Mm-hmm.
and there was a chicken coop. She had a vegetable garden and an herb garden. You know, so everything came off the land. You want a cold you want some cold water? You better go out to the side of that house and drink that hose water. Okay, you know. So like everything that my grandma did, she like, look, you got to know how to cook properly because you got to serve your husband. And my grandma always was like, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. You know what I'm saying? My grandma was also the first person to introduce me to God. I'm talking about stayed in the church. Okay.
Yep.
We was in the church at least 4 days a week. And going to all services on Sunday. And we cleaning the church the night before. Shining them pews up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like but my grandma never taught me about boundaries. My mama never taught me about boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. They didn't know no better. They did the best that they could do.
That's right.
You know, like I had to learn the hard way about how to carry myself as a woman. I had to learn the hard way about how to set boundaries, you know what I'm saying, and getting my no back, and you know what I'm saying. Oh, because baby, one of my favorite words is no, and not in the term of bitterness, like I'm just saying no to just be difficult. No, because one thing that I found out in relationships with anybody, most of the time, people come to you. They don't want your advice. They want your agreement.
Facts.
So, you know, like, and hey, I'm that type of friend. And I tell people, I'm like, you already know how I'm cut. Be very careful with the question that you're gonna ask me, because I'm not a yes man.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. You may not like what I have to say. I don't go along with the crowd, you know.
Sure.
But
yeah. Was your mom born in 44 or 45?
45, 1945.
All right, so your mom,
March 21st, 1945.
Okay, so your mom is actually she was born in the no, she's not a boomer.
She's not.
1945 was the last year for the silent generation. Your mom's not a boomer.
I just learned something.
Yeah. So your mom is literally from a generation that was defined as silent. Your grandmother is from the generation that was referred to as the greatest generation because they fought in World War I. That generation produced the silent generation that produced boomers. Okay. And then she had you late. What, she had you at 39?
Well, yeah. 39, 40, 39. She was pretty much 40.
Okay. So she had you at 40 years old, which makes you an ex-baby or a millennial.
Yes, I'm a millennial.
Yeah, you're a millennial. So
yeah.
So I'm giving you context, and then I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
The context is your mother was born in a generation that without her being equipped with the tools that you and I both have and all of us have in this community, without her being equipped with those tools, she had nothing to hand you. Emotionally, right. She had nothing to hand you as related to emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, emotional health. She was void of that. The silent generation didn't give up no thing. They didn't have it to give. Their parents didn't tell them nothing. They couldn't tell you nothing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that does not excuse what you've had to experience with her. It just informs you. Okay. So the question I have for you is, would it be impossible for you to forgive her?
No.
even if she never apologizes?
Yes, I can forgive her even if she doesn't apologize.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm already halfway there.
Understood.
Because I mean, obviously you've been listening to the conversation, and I'm like just throwing out gems of grace. Well, grace for this, grace for that. I don't blame
Understood.
her for this. I don't blame her for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the thing about it is, my body has still kept score.
And that's why you trying to tell yourself, I'm not going to cry, is actually disrespectful to your body.
That's true.
Because you need to grieve all of this. A 9-year-old girl should never hear from her mama that her mama don't love her. I don't give a damn what you did at school. Your mama said she don't love you? What does that set this young woman up for? What does that set that little girl up for? I will perform until my mother pays attention to me.
That's exactly what it was. And I didn't realize that, and I just thought about something. I didn't realize that when she said that, that's exactly what I started to do all the way up until 38 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It set me on a trajectory like, okay, what I did made her not love me. I have to do everything that she tells me to do.
Yeah.
I have to do everything that anybody that I love tells me to do because I have to keep them here.
That's right.
Because I have severe abandonment issues.
Of course.
You know,
You were
like,
emotionally
I
abandoned
lost-
at 9.
Well, also my dad's death affected me deeply as well.
How old was you? How old were you when your daddy died?
12.
So 3 years after your mom tell you she didn't love you, your dad dies.
Yeah. But in some background about my dad, you ever watched the show Shameless? You ever heard of the show Shameless?
I haven't.
Okay, well, there's this anybody that has watched Shameless, there's this dude on there called Frank Gallagher.
Okay.
My dad was the Black Frank Gallagher.
Got it.
My dad was a super drug addict. Okay.
Got it.
I'm talking about if it was smokable, injectable, sniffable, he doing it all. Okay.
Wow.
I'm talking about, yeah. Like, so my dad, in the beginning, like when I was young, my dad was around.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen my dad, I've spent time with him, but he was in and out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my dad loved me,
Mm-hmm.
but he just couldn't get himself together. And DMX's death hits very, very close to me because he died the same way my dad did.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gave my father a speedball, which is cocaine and heroin mixed together, while he was in prison. Now, my dad had overdosed so many times, we had got used to it.
Wow.
Like, oh, well, your dad overdosed. Oh, again? Is he okay? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back to playing Nintendo. That's how many times yeah. And I mean, I hate to say it like that,
Yeah.
but it's the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. So that night, and also when, like I said, he was in prison. He was at Jackson State Prison. My mom got a call at like 10 o'clock at night. Me and my brother and said, "Come up here. He ain't gonna make it through the night."
Mm-hmm.
We rushed out the house. We ain't thinking about documentation and stuff like that. My dad about to die.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the hospital. I could see my dad across. I could see my father across the hallway. I could see his legs. And they still had him shackled to the bed. He was in a medically induced coma. But that's how they do you when you in prison. Like he gonna get up.
Right.
Where he about to go?
Yeah, exactly. That part.
His organs are shutting down.
Right.
Where's he going?
Right, exactly.
But protocol.
Yeah.
They had my father's feet shackled to the hospital bed. I seen it.
Wow.
The clerk would not let us go back there because we did not have birth certificates. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to my father. He died that night.
Mm.
So, you know, and Yeah, that was a whole thing because during that time, during that time, um, what that did to me was I didn't feel protected.
Of course not.
What that did to me was like, what's so wrong with me and my brother that you couldn't get yourself together for us, but you can do everything on the face of this planet to get high?
Yeah. Yeah.
What that did was that turned me into a monster. That turned me into a demon for a little while.
Mm.
I snapped
Mm.
because I had already been getting bullied, already getting teased, pushed and pushed and pushed. So I went back to school. They thought that they could do it, and I got to fighting. And once I found out that I had the ability to whoop somebody ass, it started to feel good to me. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And then come to and I became a savage. I ended up like I'm just saying like I became a savage. Like okay, like nah, bruh, nah, chill. And so but losing my dad, like what my mom said to me hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
What losing my dad pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
It made me mad.
Understandable.
So yeah, I started fighting. I'm like, I dare you to say something to me. I dare you to say something to me. We knuckling up.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me, squabble up.
Yep. For sure. For sure.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm a try to push your teeth through the back of your throat, and I'll ask questions later. I'm tired of y'all messing with me. It worked.
Yeah, for sure.
But
They're backed up.
that's not what God intended. That's not how God intended me to process that. But that's all I felt.
For sure.
And
Absolutely.
I didn't have a relationship with God. But the beautiful thing about God is, even going through all of that all these years, even going through that all these years, he still protected me, guided me. And what's crazy is I'm over here acting a fool out here in these streets, just being a rebel without a cause. Not only did God protect me, not only did God continue to guide me, but he patiently waited until I was 38 years old to choose him.
Mm-hmm.
And accepted me with open arms.
Of course. We talked about it yesterday. The long suffering of the Lord is something that we take for granted. He has way more time than we do. Way more time. Exponentially more time than we do.
He's infinite. So
yeah.
Like, and that just makes me think about when you tell callers, which I love when you say this, because I feel like you're talking to me. Well, actually, you may be talking. But like when you tell callers you're worth my time,
Mm-hmm.
that's the first time that any being told me.
Mm.
And in the beginning of my walk with God, it was very difficult because I'm coming off of people trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to someone loving me that much. And no, and it's like, and it's not like no matter what I do, he gonna still love me, which is true. But you keep on wilding out, you're gonna move yourself away from that protection though.
Facts.
You know, and also something that you've been saying has been speaking to me. God, okay, so yeah, God is worth my time. And okay, I didn't forgot what I was about to say. I lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? I forgot. I'm not even gonna lie. I literally lost my train of thought. Okay, cool.
No worries.
But yeah, like the thing, like I said, my thing is my mom is like she's getting older, you know, and like I just it bothers me that I feel the way that I feel, but I feel it.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother God either. My encouragement to you is that you have some grief work to do around your mom's words, her actions and your subsequent reactions as a result. What you lost because of the way your mom behaved and because of what she said. The loss of your father and the way that you lost your father. There's a lot to grieve around that. And if you do that work, if forgiveness comes easy for your mom, then the grief work is primarily the work that I'm encouraging you to do. Because once you allow your body to grieve what you did not get that you needed from your mom, not that you wanted, you're not being entitled. Your mom charging you to take care of her own grandchildren is petty as hell. And the way she jabs, comparing you to the other siblings and pitting y'all against each other is toxic. And whether she's doing it consciously or unconsciously, it still has the same effect. You just need to focus on what you can change. Don't focus on changing her. I'm glad you have the boundaries in place and that you don't let her get away with anything. Kudos to you for that. Because even, I don't care if she comes from a different generation and stuff like that. She needs to run into boundaries to let her know from others that everybody ain't got to put up with your dysfunction. Right? There is a boundary for your dysfunction and it stops here, right? But if you would focus on the grief work, you would be so much lighter around what you think and feel about her. So that's my prescription for you. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, more grief work. That's well, I'm used to it now.
Good. Good.
Um,
It's one of the major things that helps us in recovery. And I know you're
no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know you're resilient enough to do it.
Yes, Tim, I can do hard things.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But I want to, like I said, I have to forgive her. You know what I'm saying? So that not just because she's like my mom, and like I said, she's an amazing mom, but nobody's perfect. Everybody
sure.
has their way.
Absolutely.
Little sprinkles of humanity that's
Yep.
in there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because like our soul is contained behind a flesh suit. It's the flesh that messes up everything.
For sure.
So like, but I, like that's my mom, and I do take honor thy mother and thy, what I'm saying? I take that very seriously, but at the same time, and I've been saying this to numerous people. Dr. Darius Daniels said, love your neighbor as you love yourself, but not at the expense of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And also, another boundary that I've set for myself is comparison may be the thief of joy, but desperation is the thief of discernment. Everything that I have done that has resulted in consequences that I did not like was because I was desperate. I wasn't thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's good.
I would suggest anybody, if you are desperate, don't do nothing until you're clear.
It's great. It's great advice.
If you know that you're desperate, like you just, I just got it. No, don't. Regulate, calm yourself down, ground yourself, read some verses, listen to some gospel music, call a trusted friend, do whatever you have to do. Because like I said, when you're desperate, your discernment is, you don't see red flags. You don't, your situational awareness is like, it doesn't exist.
It's shot.
So
yeah,
like that would be the only thing. But Tim, I'm still doing the work. I pick up my cross every day. It's heavy, but I got to do it. This walk, honestly, following God is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. It's very frustrating. It absolutely sucks butt at times, but it has been the most freeing,
Hmm.
liberating, loving
Hmm.
process because out of all of this, I met me.
Yeah, for sure.
I met myself.
That's good.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like because my a big part of my identity was being in a relationship,
Mhm.
was having a man attached to me. And God was like, that is not you, my child.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let me take your hand, walk with me, let me show you. He stripped everything away from me that I thought I needed. And out of all of that, I done found me. I never knew who I was.
Well, let me just say that freedom looks good on you. And I appreciate your call. And I know that the best is yet to come. So keep doing the work, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I love you so much. I'm so proud of
I
you.
love you too.
Okay. Have a great day.
You do the same.
Okay. Bye. Yeah, that was a lot. Just the mom alone would that's a lot to get through. But factoring in the child's father. I mean, you talking about hitting two different relational things in one call.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's,
Yeah, it's a lot.
it was a lot. That was a lot.
Tim, you know you're like a therapist. Did you know that? You just don't have the degree. You want to go back to school?
No.
What did the therapist say to you? The one that we're like, yo, you're already like.
Yeah, they said I could comp probably all my hours and just get a degree that I'm doing in
No,
this.
for real.
But I can't go back to school. I mean, I could, right? I choose not to.
Yeah.
We can stream it. Do a little vlog.
Field trip.
A vlog of me in class would make me want to slice my wrist.
Class is in right now.
Yeah, we in
I
session
mean,
right now.
that part-
I'm
that
not
part.
going to school and doing the paper.
Yeah. Please don't.
I refuse to do that. There's better
hear you.
things to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
with my time. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I salute to all the people that went to go get a degree, and I love my therapists, and they did that work, and I honor them, and they should get paid for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that work ever. Who's our next call?
Josie, welcome to Wide Open. You're on with Tim Ross.
Josie. Hi, Josie. Oh, I think you're on mute, or we're on. Somebody's on mute.
I don't know.
There you are.
Yeah.
Hi, Josie. How are
Okay,
you?
Hi.
I had a friend
I'm
named
good.
Josie growing up, and so I literally looked in the screen. I was like, "Is this the Josie I knew when I was growing up?" It's good to see your face.
It's good to see your face. Yeah, it's a trip I'm here. I put my question in before you all went on sabbatical, and then I redacted it, and Hector hit me up on Sunday, and so here I am.
Awesome.
So I'm asking for perspective, insight, feedback, advice.
Okay.
And just to piggyback off the last caller, because I wasn't going to put this into my questions or thoughts,
Yeah.
but I guess it's pretty important. I just feel for her son because my father, after divorce, my father had a whole other family. My mom would have to call him and be like, hey, like you do have another daughter.
Yeah.
Because I have a sister who he remained in close contact with, and we're cool now. I like to think I've really worked on that,
Yeah.
but just to kind of line up of why I maybe even accept relationships like this is because of this father wound that just runs very deep. And just learning more about my father too. I didn't know him to be an alcoholic, but the things that my mom has exposed to me in this last year,
Yep.
yeah, I guess he's an alcoholic and
Wow.
kept that very hidden very well.
Okay.
So my question is, because I feel like a crazy person. I just moved from Texas to Arizona.
Okay.
I was dating this man for 3 years,
Okay.
and I ended up selling like all his stuff that he left behind.
Okay.
And I took his animals on
Okay.
that. Okay.
Okay.
So before people think I'm crazy, let me give some context because And let me flash back because I feel like I've also come to peace with this. But to preface this, you had said something when I first found you guys to a woman who was working 3 jobs. She was dating a man who was couldn't even hold one job. And you looked her dead in the eye and was like, baby, he's not the fool, you're the fool.
Yeah.
So this is something I have to repeat to myself often to not interact with this man, okay?
Got you. Understood.
And so, and one, this is a broken man. So he's his own alcoholic. And the last year, he's really fallen into that alcoholism,
Okay.
Xanax, cocaine, all this stuff. So
Yeah.
I just put prayers out there for
Yeah,
him
for
that he
sure.
can do his own work and heal.
Good job.
And yeah, so I need help in how to steward this next part of the breakup of like, do I tell him I moved? Do I tell him I took the animals? Because he's still clueless. He has no idea. And to give context to this relationship, we started first long distance.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting pregnant. And
Okay.
so I moved back to our hometown where I had known him from.
Okay.
I had a miscarriage.
Okay.
The next day,
Wow.
he crashed and totaled my car. And from there, it was just like literally a year of hell. And a year later, after the miscarriage, so this would be September of last year,
Okay.
now he comes home to our home drunk. Come to find out he's been doing cocaine all weekend, which that's a hard no for me just because other past things in my life that I've
sure.
already dealt with.
Yeah.
In other relationships, it's just a hard no.
For sure.
And he comes home, he acts a fool, he starts breaking things. I just shut down quiet because I've already been in a very abusive relationship. So when he came home acting like this, I'm like,
Yep.
I'm just going to be quiet because old Jocelyn would have reacted a different way and I probably would have gotten my ass beat.
Right.
And in this situation, shout out to his parents because his parents are so kind and loving. I straight up called them and I'm like, look, you need to come pick up your son. Like, you need to get him right now.
Good.
And 5 minutes before the parents arrive, he breaks our window. And I'm like there on the other side of the window. I'm talking to my friend on the phone of like everything that's happening. And he looks at me and he breaks our window. And after that, no.
Yep.
Like I said, I've already been in abusive relationships. This drew the line.
Right.
And so his parents come and get him, and he takes one dog with him because we had 3 dogs. I had my 15-year-old little pit bull. I had to put her down last year too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so that night he takes his one dog and he leaves his other dog and cat behind, which I have now taken with me because he doesn't care for them. He's never bought them a single bag of dog food, nothing, doesn't take them to the vet. The dog started going blind. So I took her to the vet. Turns out she has like this autoimmune disease. She needs eye drops twice a day, super high maintenance. Not only that, but she has heartworm. So it's like we're going through this whole process. He doesn't come see them. He doesn't do nothing. And I'm like, thank God I didn't have a child with this man. Thank goodness.
Yes.
And I've given him multiple opportunities to have a conversation. He's ignored it. And when I got to a point where I'm like, I'm done. Like, this door's not open. I'm not having any more conversations. He hit me up and was like, can we please talk? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fine, let's talk. It can be a phone call. It won't be in person. And that's that. And of course, he blows me off to go get drunk and do whatever he does. And so now I'm really like, okay, screw you. Continues to text me and I respond back, which I'm learning not to. I respond back. He just leaves me on red. It's like, I just poured my heart out to you and you just consistently leave me on red, which is where I was at before you all went on sabbatical.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
now post sabbatical, I moved Texas to Arizona. We're in a new space. We're getting out of this cave. We're getting out of this depression.
Yep.
But in this past week, he's hit me up to say, hey, I want to come see my animals, which I think is just a ploy. I think the girl that he was using to stay at her house, to not be at his parents' house, has now kind of been done with him. So I think he's just trying to weasel his way back in.
Yep.
and then hits me with, I miss you, I love you. And I've been very strong on no contact,
Hmm.
but I also feel like a crazy person for taking this man's animals. So that's where I'm at. I don't know what to do. Everyone's saying I don't owe him an explanation,
Hmm.
but in my heart, I feel like I do.
Got you.
To at least let him know I left.
Got you.
But I don't know.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you trusting me to process this with you. And I'm first of all, I just want to say I'm very, very proud of you for leaving the relationship.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for you knowing where your boundary was, and for not continuing to put up with his immaturity and his abuse. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
You moving, great move. Kudos again. Getting separation, you could have moved from one city to another. To move to a different state gives a huge amount of autonomy back to you. And with distance comes clarity, right? And the benefit of hindsight. And sometimes you got to be out of the entire environment. Again, I keep talking about a book that's not coming out again now until next year, but the next book that I'm coming out with, I talk a lot about what it means to have a safe mind and a safe body, because you cannot fully heal until your mind and your body are safe. Right? Like if you start getting tools, but you're still in a traumatic environment, you're not going to heal. So you need a safe mind and you need a safe body. And that means you need to have a safe space. So Arizona has become that safe space. Yay, Arizona. Right. So now I'm about to give you my thoughts based on what you just told me. Okay.
Please do. Yes.
Those pets aren't his.
Okay. That's what everyone tells me. But I'm like, if someone took my dog, but I would also never allow my dog to be with somebody else for an entire year.
If this man left for a year, those are no longer his pets. If he wasn't taking care of the pets before he left, they were not his pets. So you didn't take his pets. You took yours. You adopted him. You nurtured him. You adopted him. You nurtured him. You the one putting eye drops in the eyes. You the one took him to the vet and find out he had heartworms and autoimmune disease and super high maintenance and all that kind of stuff. That is your dog and that is your cat.
Yeah, and the cat has kitty AIDS. I just found out trying to get him all his shots for this apartment. So I'm like,
wait a minute. The cat has kitty AIDS?
I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. Yeah.
I have never heard this in my life. I'm so sorry if I'm laughing. I'm laughing out of discomfort. What?
I've never been a cat owner. So this just blew me out of the water. I was like, okay.
Kitty AIDS is crazy.
Who knew?
What kind of life did that cat leave? It had nine.
Let me tell you.
It's a whole cat. That thing had 9 lives for real. Oh my God, that cat got a body count that's crazy. That cat probably been with that dog. Never mind. Okay, I'm done.
Anyways, yeah. But they're sweet. They're amazing animals, and I just feel I just feel crazy. Like, do I just not respond? I owe him no explanation. Like I said, everyone around me, or yeah.
So here's the greatest gift that you could give yourself. It's gonna be difficult. When I say it, you might be like, oh. But I'm gonna say it anyway. The greatest gift you could give yourself right now is a new phone number.
I did that after my last very abusive relationship. So maybe I get an Arizona phone number.
Get yourself an Arizona phone number, and you never have to worry about hearing from this guy again. Like there are some people, the greatest lesson they could have in life is to lose the person they thought they knew how to love. Please hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. The greatest lesson some people can learn in their life is to lose the person they thought they knew how to love. the greatest transformation and change that could ever happen in his life is for him to become the person that you always knew he had the potential to be with somebody else. And the greatest catalyst for him to become that person is he never got you back.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good because I block him, I unblock him,
Yep.
block him, unblock, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm tormenting myself and me,
Exactly.
myself only. Like
That's absolutely
nobody else
correct.
is getting tormented.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, get yourself an Arizona number. It cements the change that you've made. And this man will become a part of your history, but he does not
Mhm.
need to be in your present, and he is not allowed in your future.
Yeah. I laugh because this miscarriage was very deep for me. And through this whole site, I'm like, this relationship, if anything, has brought me so much closer to God.
Mhm.
Like it's incredible. Like I had tangible moments with the Holy Spirit. Like that man has hugged me, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
And just with the whole miscarriage thing, it's kind of like a healing of like, I'm gonna let you mess up and date this man and learn what you need to learn because I never knew how to steward relationships or date somebody that's worthy
Yeah.
of. I didn't know what a relationship came from. Like the Bible has taught me so much about relationships. You all have taught me so much. Um, Listening to just so many different sermons this past year. And God is like, I'm going to let you mess up, but we will not mess up that bad. Like, I will
Mm.
not make you have to deal with this man for 18 years or a lifetime, honestly.
Yeah.
And that is just been so healing for that component.
It's amazing. That's amazing. I'm grateful that you have allowed the Holy Spirit to lead you in the way he has, and that it's brought you to where you are now. And I believe that the best is yet to come for you. I really do.
I think so too. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, Hector, I'm like, I redacted my question. Like, I feel in such a better place. And like I told Hector, like I immediately prayed. I'm like, wait, why am I coming to Tim with my problems? Like, I should be going to God.
Right. Right.
And I immediately prayed after. And I was like, you know what? Maybe, well, one, I got a lot from this because I was not planning to change my number. So thank you.
Bravo.
Um, so that will happen.
Yep.
But I was like, maybe somebody else needs to hear this story, right? Like that's what this whole platform is for.
For sure.
And then thank you for working with my work schedule. I was going to come Wednesday, got pushed to today, and it just was aligned perfectly. So the Holy Spirit is always working. That's for sure.
He is. And Josie, I really do appreciate you saying what you just said, because we want everybody to go to God. If anything, we just want this platform to be where confirmation comes from.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I needed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm so proud of you, and you've done the right thing. And those are your pets. This is now your estate, and you get to make the best of it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much.
You're welcome so much.
Yeah, shout out. I'm like, I work as a registered dietitian and I just transferred from the hospital to counseling people. And I have to say, your show, because the hospital versus counseling people is way different.
Yeah, for sure.
And your show has helped me so much just hold space, help people get their nervous systems in alignment.
Great.
Because although we talk about food, we talk about life because it's so
Absolutely.
interconnected.
It's so connected.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for everything you do. Shout out to all the weight loss that's happening on Hector's side. And sorry if I got all your names messed up, but I get nervous. But you all have just been a complete blessing to my life these past couple of months.
No
So
worries. We love you
thank
so
you.
much, Josie. We love you so much. Have a great day,
Me
okay?
too. You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Woo! I love to see a woman not take a man's
real.
ish and get up and get out.
Yep.
I mean, move out. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna find me nowhere. I'm not even in the same state, champ.
Bye.
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 Also, what I heard is this show's better than going to college.
And,
Is that what you heard?
No. just
and you're in
kidding.
Arizona, you got to go to Pillar Church. Go,
Yes.
go.
Pillar
go see
Church.
it.
Pillar Church. Pillar Church. Pillar
Pillar
Church.
Church.
Yeah.
Field
Also,
trip.
her name. I haven't heard that
Josie?
name since my teens. You guys
Yeah.
remember Josie and the Pussycats?
I do remember Josie and the
And then
Pussycats.
she has a cat. Anyways, yeah.
But the cat doesn't have kitty aids.
Yeah, that part.
Listen. The amount of jokes, the amount of jokes that could come from kitty aids is crazy.
It's just a bunch of gay cats? I don't understand. Why would the kitty have AIDS? Like, it's just male on male love? Like, they're just going at it?
Do you
They're
hold on.
kitty AIDS.
But you think AIDS only happens between homosexual
Is that not
sex?
is that not the AIDS epidemic? Men were freaking pipe to pipe and then they got the little disease? I'm confused.
Wow.
Magic Johnson, like the whole thing.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thank you.
Fully with the cosign.
I know it doesn't just happen on male for sure.
But Hector didn't. And it's 2025. And he had no clue.
Oh.
He's giving the response most people gave in 88.
He's living in the past.
My God.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Dios
sweating.
mío. Wow. Who's our next caller? Please, God, let us have a next caller.
Holy guacamole.
Hello, my good sister. Please introduce yourself. Welcome to Wide Open. You're on with Tim Ross.
Oh, there's no.
My sis, you can unmute now. We can't hear you.
Let's see.
Hey.
Hi, I can hear you now.
All right, can you hear me?
I can.
Yay. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, kitty AIDS has me just gone.
I'm
That's
weak.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
weak. I'm out of here. Kitty AIDS is crazy
Oh
sauce.
my.
What's your name?
My name is Amanda.
Hi,
Nice to
Amanda.
meet you. Been listening to you now for probably a couple months and
Yeah.
have gone down the basement Tim Ross rabbit hole, and
Okay.
I am absolutely in love with it.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you for trusting us.
meeting so many new people. So Preston, in your conversations, holy moly, getting lost in those and just I didn't know that you could have such deep love for somebody that is, in friendships and things too. So learning all kinds of things from you. You're just
Awesome.
amazing.
Okay.
Okay. So my questions that I have for you, and of course, both relational.
Okay.
And I'm reading off of a script because I know that I'm going to jumble my words.
No worries.
What guidance do you have for a suffering godly friendship? How do we recover?
Mm.
And then one, if we're able to get to it, it's just how can I be present and try to be godly like Jesus with my mom in this season
Okay.
of life? The ingredients that I've identified: so identification,
Hmm.
encouragement, insight, and challenge.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm definitely always needing to be challenged.
No worries.
All right. So some context
Yes.
to what's going on. I am and have been divorced now for about 6 years. Don't have any kids of my own. Ended up taking a job across Texas where I had no family, friends, or anything.
Okay.
I had already been extremely isolated during my marriage.
Hmm.
It was just not healthy, very emotionally abusive. Very much, I believe it was on the verge of physical abuse, and I was done. So I moved across Texas, got a job, and decided to start to step into the scary, right?
Okay.
So started searching for a church, looked for a Bible study group, and definitely found one. And there, first day that I'd gone, met my now best friend. She was also divorced. We were the same age. We just clicked, got to start just being real with each other. And it'd been a very long time since I'd had a friend, period.
Okay.
So to go on with that, we later just like moved in with each other just to help each other out financially, emotionally, just be supportive and such. And a couple years down the line, I went ahead and moved to my current city here in San Antonio. From there, I have started to feel a strain on the relationship. Of course, being in two different cities, but I think more so I've stepped into a lot more roles here with another Bible study group, which we go really deep. I love the vulnerability that we share. it's been really, really strong in the last couple of years, along with a lot of therapy on my end that I've been going through for years now. A lot of breakthroughs, holy moly, a lot of breakthroughs. And so just so many things. And I think the way that we are treating each other has just distanced each other, but we have not grown together.
Okay.
We had a really hard conversation the other day just because it had already gotten to the point where I didn't want to see her name on the phone. I was just like, oh great, like what do you want? And that's
Right.
really bad when you get to that
Yeah,
point
for
of
sure.
like,
For sure.
like I don't want anything to do with you.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, that's not good. And so we definitely had the harder conversation the other night.
hmm
Um, it turns out that I think just on each other's side, it seems like she, and of course, putting it in therapy aspects, right? We were kind of projecting on each other. I was hearing the way that my mom and my ex-husband would treat me before and just kind of ignore me and ignore my wants or needs or anything
hmm
on her side. And from me, she was hearing that I was being very controlling, like her father is to her.
Mm.
So we were both just missing the boat.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I want, because yeah, she is saved. We are both saved. You know, we both love God, but we are in very, very different seasons of our walk with God, I believe, right now.
hmm
I just want to, how do we get back to that? How do we, and not just get back to what we had, but I guess sometimes, like from what I've heard on some of your different shows and such too, it's like, okay, let's divorce that relationship, and we're going to
Correct.
divorce that piece, and we're going to move on.
Yep.
Like, what suggestions do you have for moving on, or insight, or anything along those lines, please?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. So I first want to offer identification because I can identify with what you're talking about. I have friendships right now that have reached that impasse that you just described. And we've made it to the other side, and our friendship is better than ever. I've also had friendships that reached the same impasse that you just described, and our friendship is no longer the same, right? I still love them, still care for them, but I'll see them when I see them, right?
Yeah.
So the way to get to the next iteration of your friendship is based on the last thing that you just said, right? You're divorcing yourself from what was, and you're allowing yourself to embrace what's new. You all met at a time where you had a lot in common, and a lot that you had in common was around the trauma of both of you all being divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were able to make a spiritual connection, and then you felt safe enough with each other to move in, and the relationship flourished, and then you moved, and then you found another community, and that gets to go a little bit deeper, and that changes you into another person, another version of yourself, and you're not going back to the previous version that lived in the apartment with her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't make you better than her, and it doesn't make her less than you. It just means there's been a change. And when that change has happened, both parties get to make a decision on how they want to move forward. And if you both love the friendship, then you're going to do the work that it takes to make it what it needs to be now.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that what it is now may not be what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Understood.
Yeah.
I think that's very much so, even that second piece of like the emotional maturity too, just because of the things that she's identified to me. And sometimes we just don't want to hear it, right? Of
Right.
how somebody else has been treated because of what I'm doing or what I'm saying or how I'm acting.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is it's like I've grown up to be the caretaker of, and that was from now what I've learned in therapy, like parentification. Like
Yes.
I was the oldest daughter,
Yep.
always in charge of the family's decisions,
Yep.
taking care of my mom's feelings, my dad's feelings, my brother's, everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And even now in adulthood, I mean, shoot, I'm about to be 40 damn years old. I'm sorry, 40 years old. And like my brothers too, they're not young.
Yep.
My parents, they're in their 60s.
Yeah.
And yet when something happens and goes down, I'm across Texas.
Right.
They're still like, hey, like, we need your help. What do we do? And all this stuff. And they're expecting me to be the decision maker.
Yep.
I'm a boss lady at work. I'm in charge of the decisions for an entire team of 20 people. And I have been doing that for years because I'm good at it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's my role.
Absolutely.
And so when it comes to my relationships, and of course, this being one of the first major friendships I've encountered in my life,
Yeah.
is okay, I need you to do this. And like, especially if I'm seeing it in a certain manner, it's like, oh, should you really be in that relationship and this thing and this? And so I'm more managing and picking apart than being a friend. And she's feeling the reaction from that too, right? So that's the whole other piece, is like, how do I accept that, which I'm trying so much so, but it's still one of those things like, really? No, like I'm not doing that, or like, hey, that's the way it should be. I am right.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, to let that go and just let her live and be there too. But also, if we're gonna decide to have a godly relationship, like, yeah, I love you, but I'm gonna speak up when this is wrong. I love you and I'm gonna speak up at this, but what's that towing that line though too, of like being godly and advising while we're living, life together.
Yeah, for sure.
Or just taking more of a step back.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, you do your thing and I'm going to trust you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can this really resonates with me, because ever since this year came and we transitioned out of the business we started and started Wide Open, my relationship with my entire group of friends has changed. I talk 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and still sometimes speak on the weekends at different churches and do other people's podcasts, and I'm interviewed for stuff and blah, 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 right? So in my free time, I don't want to talk on the phone to anybody.
Introversion. I totally get it.
My introversion has reached a new level this year. And it has changed the complexity and the texture of my closest relationships. And people have said, my friends have said, man, we don't get to talk as much, or I just feel that you're distant and our frequency isn't what it used to be. And I'm like, it isn't. And it won't be. And however you feel about that, however you're experiencing me, as distant or dismissive or whatever, here's the reason why this is happening. And I still love you, and I still want to, you're still my friend, but my bandwidth is completely different now. Yeah. And however you need to respond to that, you get to respond to it. Because I'm clear, this is the only way I can move going forward. And then my friend gets to opt into that, or they get to opt out of that. If they opt into that, thank God. I don't want to lose my friend. If they opt out of that, I respect them. I have to respect their decision. Yeah. They're not being mean. Maybe they need more than what I can give in this season. I could give it in the past. I can't give it now. And if they still need who I was and they can't accept what I can give now, then they need to go find a friend that can give them who I was, because I can't be that person again.
Yeah. I think there was an interview that you had done with Erwin McManus.
Yes.
At one point.
Yes.
And I think it was along those lines of like, him and his wife had actually interviewed.
That's right. They did a poll. Like what? Yeah.
That spoke. So I was like, okay, that's ballsy to go and do that to people that are no longer talking to you. But like, to find that out and be like, oh, you're too much. You're growing too much. And I have to do work to be your friend, and probably in the best way, because if I'm working on myself and growing in those pieces, like, are you willing to come with my journey, or is it, is it taking a step back and just finding another friend group? Because some people don't want to do the work, and in seasons I don't want to do the work.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you're a lot. Like,
yeah,
I can't handle it. Right. So I try to keep that in mind, and I think it's that just duality of it too, right?
For sure.
I'm gonna grow and I'm gonna keep on doing this. And I really don't want to lose this person that I really, really love.
For sure.
You know?
Absolutely.
So,
That's the
yeah.
tension. That is the tension.
Yeah.
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 So I hope that's helpful.
No, it is.
Okay.
It is. The second piece of that is, the question was how to be present and godly with my mom in this season right now.
Okay.
I really related a lot to the first caller, and like that, they want you to see you in a certain light in a certain season. And my mom definitely has not done the work. And like I said, like I was parentified, really young. And so even like the discussion that y'all were having earlier is like, some parents just want you to be 6 years old forever. And as soon
Right.
as you like venture out from this idea they have of you, you are definitely in the wrong.
Right.
And so a lot of the work that I've been doing with my therapist and things too, it's like that core belief of, I have a core belief of like, I have to perform to be loved,
Mm-hmm.
but like kind of the same but opposite from that first caller is like, I was always told I was loved. I was showered with affection. I was like, too much, so much so to where like I can't even, my mom, when she hugs me, I feel gross because it's just, it doesn't feel
genuine.
I know she loves me with all her heart, but it's just like, it's forced,
Yeah.
right? Like you're gonna love me and this is gonna be your life. And so even now being 40, right? Like I have two younger brothers. One of them, he decided to put his boundaries up a long time ago. Plus he had a lot of different issues too, but he was estranged for about 5 years. And so I'm very grateful that now I think he's finally realized that like me and my mom are not one person.
Yeah.
That I'm separate from that. So he's giving me a chance and actually talking to me again, right?
Good.
To where that goes back with my mom is no matter how much I try to do things for her or perform really, and she's sick. She's really sick right now. She's had cancer for about a couple years and just a bout of like different things going on in her life. And it's over and over again. It's almost that self-fulfilling prophecy in the form of like everything's wrong all the time.
Yeah.
It's gonna always be wrong. Life sucks.
Yeah.
And so no matter how much I try to help her or take all my time off to go and visit across Texas, go and make sure she's okay at her appointments or, surgeries and things like that too. It's never enough. I can never have a good enough career or make enough money or, all these other things that I'm really successful at,
Wow.
work through it. And it's just like, okay, yeah, you did these things. So you're, well, why aren't you doing this piece? And you should have this. Why don't you have kids yet? All these pieces. And I'm just like, golly, I did a lot. Like, what else can I do? And I know you love me and I know you're trying and you don't have the capacity, but I think it was even more hurtful and things really turned when I did, because she would always complain about you're not talking to me, like you're just very surface level, everything that you were talking about earlier, very surface level, your emotions are taken out of it. And it was because when I put emotions into it, I get stepped on.
Yep.
And so one of the times that I had gone back like to go with her for treatments and stuff too, I opened up like crazy. I started talking about my walk with God and how, my Bible study is gone and like even my baptism and all these pieces of me, right? And like my relationships, like, yeah, I'm still single after my divorce, but I'm trying and yet I'm looking for a godly man, opening my heart. And that was the most hurtful thing, to have somebody look right through you. I don't think she could. I don't think she could grasp what I was saying. And it really, really was hurtful because I know how much she loves me, but the duality of that piece is like, I don't think she can see me for who I am.
Yeah.
Even though she really, really says she wants to know me.
Yeah.
She can't.
Yeah.
So after that day, I just really much tried to put appropriate boundaries up. And again, going through different things, and we just went through Changes That Heal by Dr. Cloud.
Okay, great.
Still going through it again with my current Bible study class, which I definitely need a redo on that one.
Yep.
I have boundaries coming up with another church group too, right? So it's like trying to learn how to be godly in this season when I am so far removed from her, because I have to be, because she's not a safe person. She's
Yeah.
not safe to give my heart to, even though like I need my mom so much.
Of course.
But I've already had to grieve her, and I grieve her all the time, even though she's still alive. Like
Yeah.
she's not the mom I need.
Yeah.
But how do I still be faithful to her, but putting boundaries up at the same time?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. And I'm just so proud of the way that you're already processing your mom. It can be so painful when we come to the revelation, right, that our parent can't give us what we need from them as adult children, and couldn't give us what we needed from them as children, right? And now we're at a point where if boundaries aren't put in place, I'm just getting wounded in every visit and in every phone call, which is not fair,
Yes.
right? Which is not fair to us. And so, no, those boundaries, the boundaries that you put up so that you can love and honor her. The way she's going to experience those boundaries is the exact opposite.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
And so what you have to ensure that you do is not you don't get into an argument, nor do you try to make her understand the boundaries that you've put in place. She's going to go, you don't call me as much, and you don't come over as much, and I needed you for this, and you said you couldn't make it, and you've just abandoned me. And that's when your responses have to be, Mom, I apologize that you felt like I abandoned you. I couldn't come.
Mhm.
Silence. Right?
Yeah.
It's not, I couldn't come because you're toxic, and when I get around you, you trigger me, and I wind up dysregulated, and you say stuff that hurts my face. Like, she's never going to understand all that. So your boundary protects you. She's not going to experience it the same way, but you don't have to explain it.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I've always been made to explain everything, right? Like, this is why, and this is the reason. And,
Yeah.
I have all of my points together, ABC,
Yeah.
triple I and J,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I can identify with it, because I have people in my life that's like, man, you're hard to get a hold of nowadays. Yeah, I am. I am. What you said. Yep. You know what I mean? Because it's the truth. It is the truth. After I get done, I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time in silence. I'm learning Spanish. Like I have goals. I don't want to talk to nobody in English after I talk for 3 hours in English. I'm trying to force immersion in Spanish. So necesito practicar mucho más. So I'm focused on that. So my encouragement to you is put the boundaries in place that you need, that make you feel good. And when however she experiences them and however she reacts, just, okay, Mom, but I'm here now. I'm here now, and I love you, and I want to engage with you, and you know how to pop in and out, and that's going to be that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope that
Thank you.
helps.
No, very much. I think I just needed that piece too, I don't need to explain it, because I've tried that, and she doesn't hear.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
yeah.
she's not going to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it so much.
Hey, can I say a couple things to you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I want to give you some words of affirmation. And all you have to say at the end of all of them is that I receive it, okay? Okay. I love you.
I receive it.
I am very proud of you.
I receive it.
You've done a lot of hard work.
I receive it.
You are growing into a very mature woman of God.
I I receive it.
You are smart.
I receive it.
You are gifted.
I receive it.
You are special.
I receive it.
You are righteous.
I receive it.
You are loved.
I receive it.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am so appreciative of you being, and not just you, but the entire team, right? Especially getting to see that insight on the decision with the B-side and everything, right? Like there's that insight you're able to give us the other day.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all so much for your faith and because you can tell that you all are seeking what God has for you, and that if that affects me and like just is and not affecting it's helping me and so many other people that I'll see like on Discord and things too. So like thank you for your faithfulness, every one of you guys. I appreciate you so much. And may God bless you always.
Thank you so much. We love you so much. Have a great week, okay?
Thank you, you too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Well, what a day. Spend lunch with you is next.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a great day. My wife is coming back with her fine self. And week 1 is in the books. Focus Friday was a success.
Oh, yeah.
We did it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm clapping up for Focus Friday. Focus Friday was a success. I like Focus Fridays.
Me too.
Focus Fridays rocks. And this came straight from a community engagement. So thank you all so much for letting your voice be heard. And we hope that we are continuing to present a show that engages you. And yeah. Hector, hit that outro music and let's go bye-bye.
Right now?
Yeah, we're out of here.
We're not dipping at 12?
No, because Spend Lunch with You is next.
What if we made him wait just to be funny?
That would be...
That we could torment him a little
That
bit.
would be cruel.
Is that cruel?
Yeah.
Nathan's face.
Yeah, man. Listen, y'all, it's been a great week. I'm Timothy Charles Ross. That's Hector Alejandro Guerrero. That is Derek, Israel, Santiago, Juliana, Buendia, Karlovich. Baby Karlovich coming sooner than anybody ever thinks. Hey, so I need to see Fantastic Four.
Going tonight.
I'm not going to the movies, though. I have to wait till it comes out on
that's
Apple.
right.
I don't go to
That's
the
right.
movies.
That's
I
right.
have a 75-inch screen TV.
Amen, brother.
And the food in my house is better than what's at the movie
Yeah,
theater.
I believe it.
But I want to see Fantastic Four. You know why I want to see it so bad?
Why?
It doesn't have to do with any of the actual clips because it looks good. And we did. I told you we saw Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts
Yes.
was amazing. And so I won't give away any spoilers on the bumpers. But the in all the trailers for Fantastic Four, it had like a gospel kind of Fantastic Four, oh Fantastic Four. Like it was giving gospel energy in one of the the musical beds. Y'all never heard it? In the trailer?
Who's your
haven't
Avengers
seen
for the
it.
Disciples?
Oh, I forgot.
Monday.
Monday.
No, dude, you have to say
Monday.
Please.
You have to say it,
dude.
Seriously? Oh, I wasn't ready.